fishnets slip tonight as the rose goes from limb to limb. Fingertip to painted lip, she sways her way up to him. Says, now that your wallet is all lit up, 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 now that your wallet is all lit up. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan, this is James, and tonight we're going to talk about Morton Klein and Candace Owens sitting in front of a panel, the U.S. House, for a hate crimes hearing. Sounds splendid, and sounds like it's something that'll be used for propaganda purposes later on. Also, we have Joe Rogan and some other guy talking about AOC's 70% tax on the rich. I think they misunderstand it, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
And lastly, we'll be re-talking about Mike Gravel, because one of the commenters, someone I would think I like, was stood up for him, stood up for Mike. So we're going to give Mike another look. Even though we didn't say anything bad about him, I think we applauded him on everything he said.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe we didn't give him enough praise or look into his policies enough. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box, and the website is in the intro to this video. Is Pyramid 7 here?
Ruben Garcia says, "Leedle, leedle, lee."
Let me just do this first.
I'm young enough to know.
Devon's Journey to Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
GoFundMe link in the description down there. That's right, you can see both my arms today. I moved the camera a little bit.
Muay Thai.
Hold on.
It goes with your donate thing.
Oh, God.
Self-serving ass.
See, I did what you
Fucking
usually do. I
clown
jumped the
head.
gun, assuming you were
Jump
saying
the. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Why don't you go fucking dance on the street? Okay. Muay Thai says, guys, how do I donate? Well, we don't have anything set up, but you can go donate to Devon.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Hopefully, because I appeared before you. I think, possibly.
Well, in the very intro to this video, there's a website that says, "Please donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery."
Yeah, and then
What you do?
remember last time when someone's like, guys, you guys got a Patreon?
Ah, yeah.
So,
Nah, I still think, whatever.
yeah, that's right.
Devon's
Later
Journey
on.
to Recovery. I believe you have to join PayPal, and you click that GoFundMe link. You donate some money. Any amount will help. $1, $20, $100.
Mm-hmm.
Please donate. Link in the description box. All right, go ahead. Read the comments.
You got it.
I got it.
Yeah. I can't read. I can't.
Leedle Lee. What does that mean? Is that for you young kids out there?
SpongeBob, man.
Thanks, Ruben.
Lee.
How do I donate?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can donate to Devon Journey Recovery. We went over that. Unemployed Mario Yamasaki. There needs to be a hand wave emoji for Mario Yamasaki. Fuck.
What?
Muay Thai says, I would like to donate a tablespoon of my jizz. God damn. That sounds like a bad idea. I don't know if you've seen the movie Idiocracy, but we're trying to eliminate the dumb people of the world. That's right. I just dissed you. That's battle rap style. Mario, love your work, bro. I am also a Satanist.
That's funny. That's fun.
All right, so if you guys didn't know, there was a hearing today in the U.S. House, a hearing on hate crimes and white nationalism. Now, I don't know why the fuck they picked out white nationalism. Maybe they're playing off the YouTube guys that are like, they're against whites all the time. They hate us.
Maybe.
And they're using that to rile you up, to get a reaction out of you, which I'm sure they'll get. Because there's a lot of dumb guys out there willing to take the bait. Read it. Go ahead, read it.
Ruben Garcia, now I know why. Now I know why a certain individual in this chat supports obese Woodrow Wilson.
What?
Looks like you need to go back to school, Jordan. Go back to school.
Anyways, so the first video we're going to use, the first one for context, it's going to be Morton Klein. Now, this is one of the most squeamish, whack individuals I've ever heard speak. He's a shill through and through for the state of Israel. And what I'm saying right now, he'd call that anti-Semitic. But it's me just giving a character assessment. I think this guy is full-blooded shilling. Will say anything to further the advances of whatever agenda with Israel or the Zionists of America organization, whatever he works for. He'll do whatever he can to push their ideas and agendas forward. And will use creepy tactics in order to knock down any opposition to their ideas. Once again, these are not, I don't think, Jewish ideas. These are calculated, cold, corporate, militaristic strategies to try to sway people's opinions. I think this guy in particular sways the opinion in the opposite direction. Right? That self-fulfilling prophecy of put Morton Klein up there to spew his bullshit. People start disliking what he says, starts making counterpoints. He labels them anti-Semitic, and then he says there's a rise in anti-Semitism in the world as a result. Self-fulfilling prophecy, 101. All right, so here we go with Morton Klein.
Thank you, Mr. Klein.
Thank you, Chairman Nadler, Ranking Member Collins, members of the committee.
Oh, boy.
First of all, I must say I have Tourette syndrome. Sometimes I have tics and make sounds I can't control, so please forgive me. For the past 25 years, I've served as president of the oldest pro-Israel organization, the Zionist Organization of America. We promote strong U.S.-Israel relations and work to protect American Jews and others from anti-Semitism and violence. As a child of Holocaust survivors, I personally felt the horrors of unbridled anti-Semitism. I was born in a DP camp in Germany, grew up without the loving presence of most of my grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, whom the Nazis murdered. A front-page article in the New York Times Friday headlines, "Bias is shared by extremes of the right, left, and Islam." We should keep that in mind. The Tree of Life...
Now, what this is already, if you can't tell already, what's Norman Finkelstein's book? What's the name of it? The Holocaust Industry or something like that. People using the Holocaust to push their agenda. And great start, Morton.
Synagogue murderer was a neo-Nazi who hated white President Trump for not being anti-Semitic, called Jews in the Trump administration a kike infestation. The New Zealand mosque murderer was actually a left-wing, self-described eco-fascist who also published a manifesto praising communist China as the, quote, nation with the closest political and social values to my own.
Of course, he ties in, he says left, makes it a political issue rather than guy grabbing guns, shooting innocent people issue. This is what creepers do.
Most of us correctly treat neo-Nazis and white supremacists as horrifying. History reminds us that we cannot write neo-Nazism off as a marginal phenomenon. There's a plethora of sickening neo-Nazi white supremacist internet sites fomenting hatred and violence primarily against Jews and blacks, but also against LGBTQ, women, feminists, and Muslims. We need to determine who is funding and is behind this. The FBI reports that Jews are the victims of 60% of the religious-motivated hate crimes in America. Jew hatred is the canary in the coal mine. It's unfortunately incumbent upon us to speak about the major issue threatening violence against Jews and all Americans, which is Muslim anti-Semitism.
Now, this might sound familiar to you. By the way, we will get to the comments in between sections or portions, whatever. This might remind you of something Ben Shapiro might say, even though he's the cool red destroyer of liberals and leftists.
No, he isn't.
He also reflects the ideas of Mr. Klein here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, notice how Morton Klein's going to tie this to Muslims somehow. He's going to go out of his way to tie it to Muslims as well, even though it's a hearing talking about, not being discriminatory. Yet he's going to somewhat isolate Muslims. He's going to say group names, and he's going to say the percentage of Muslims within that group. Mm-hmm. Like, that should tell you something. I don't know how the fuck he got in there. Hopefully he's there just to expose himself, which he did pretty blatantly. And he's not helping the normal people in Israel. He's not helping normal Jewish people anywhere in the world. He's not helping, period.
Which is strengthened by significant institutional support and the support of imams and is becoming mainstream. Let's look at college campuses. During the decades that ZOA has been combating campus anti-Semitism, we've never received a single complaint about anti-Semitic discrimination, harassment, or intimidation perpetrated by neo-Nazis or white supremacists. By contrast, we receive hundreds of calls from students about anti-Semitic harassment, discrimination, and intimidation perpetrated by the left-wing, significantly Muslim hate group, Students for Justice in Palestine, SJP, and its allies. ZOA's
Students for Justice in Palestine. Somehow, that's the evil thing lurking behind closed doors that we don't know about. It's just hiding. It's this thing growing in America. These kids that they want the violence to end in Palestine, so they must be anti-Semitic. Or they want to boycott a government they think does corrupt shit. They must be anti-Semitic. These are tropes. These are talking points. These are, you guys seen it, the Al Jazeera documentary.
I was just about to say that.
It's all of it is, even before that, it's all well documented.
Yeah.
It's like you're still up here using the same old thing because
that's a pretty good, just straight up,
yeah,
pretty recent.
Yeah.
Pretty well ordered.
Now this guy would think everything I just said here means I want the destruction of Israel.
No, you see,
that's his thinking pattern.
No, that's ridiculous, and it's designed that way.
Yeah,
it's basically a defense, as far as for a defense for an argument that's going to be made as far as the Israeli government, making having crimes against humanity.
Block that shit. I turned that off. YouTube. The shit that blocks your comments.
They're going to turn your comments that's probably going to be in opposition of what the Israeli government does as far as, killing people and what have you, or just crimes against, people.
Yeah.
And they're going to use that and say, oh, well, you want the destruction of all of Israel and the Israeli people. It's like, no.
It's like, no, we want...
But most specifically Jewish people. That's what they'll call you, anti-Semite, yeah. Or you made anti-Semitic remarks, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. They'll take something that would normally be criticized in any walk of life. When we criticize it about Israel, you're like, why would you talk about them? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, these guys get in trouble for it, and you don't seem to. Right now, Saudi Arabia gets away with shit. They don't get in trouble for it. Guess what people are doing? Mm-hmm. They're calling out Saudi Arabia. The United States does some shit and gets away with it, and people call out their own fucking country, and other people, foreign people, also call out the United States. So, I think it's a tactic. It's dishonest, I think, to do that. And how he got here on this stage, no fucking clue.
This letter to city. Ziwei's letter to city...
All right, did you hear that 3.5 second pause right there? He's going to use that as my time. I need my time. I need to be allotted that time because I got delayed for 3 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
I need to say more. I need more propaganda.
University, we have documented that at these SJP rallies, it is common for SJP demonstrators calling for Israel's elimination, screaming Jews out of their campuses. Jews are racist sons of bitches, forgive me. When we take control of this campus, we're going to kick you out and make sure you don't graduate. Get out of America, long live the Intifada. Last week...
Now, he might be translating in his own code so that it sounds a certain way.
Yeah, as opposed to actually, like, quoting somebody or something.
Yeah. If you said to Morton Klein you want a one-state solution, as in you want just the whole body of land, call it whatever name you want, just everybody just living together, he would consider that as you want the destruction of Israel. That's how he would translate
ridiculous.
That. Also, if you say...
if you say Israel is an apartheid state,
yeah,
you're anti-Semitic.
If you say Israel is racist, even though I don't believe that, I would say the government will... It's like any other government. They'll take advantage of whatever the scenario is. No matter whatever their fucking motives are, they'll take advantage of it. But if you said Israel is racist, that means Jews are racist in his mind.
I can keep going.
Yeah.
The ever extending border of Israel, bulldozing people's houses. Oh, guy in a wheelchair gets shot?
Yeah.
Like what? Snipers. And it's on video. And they recorded it.
Yeah.
And they laughed at it.
Yeah.
It's like, and the government covers for that. They covered it up.
I believe a March through December in 2018. I believe it was, what was it? It was a certain amount of Palestinian deaths to 0 Israeli deaths. Yet
the point is, as far as, right, a group of people, whether it be protests.
Well, we're just good at it.
Whether it be protests or what have you, whether it could be a march, and a group of people who are armed. See the difference here?
Yeah.
And then the government's like, oh, actually, they were being hostile. It's like, what?
Yeah.
From 300 feet away? Or 200 feet away with rocks?
They had kites.
Rocks.
They had kites.
Kites.
That were on fire.
As opposed to a sniper.
They had fiery tires.
Yeah, I saw the video, unfortunately.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
At Columbia University, the anti-Semitic hate group SJP distributed a flyer for its Apartheid Week with a caricature of a Jew that looks like it came from the Nazis' propaganda tabloid Der Stürmer. The Amcha Initiative database of almost 2,600 incidents confirms SJP and its allies are the perpetrators in most incidents on U.S. campuses. Unfortunately, that abhorrent incidents perpetrated by Muslim and leftist campus groups are rarely satisfactorily resolved. Let's look at the statistics.
By your standards.
ADL's worldwide survey of 100 countries found that 49% of Muslims...
Fucker brought a board with him.
Yeah. And if you watch the Max Blumenthal debate with him, I believe he does the same thing.
Yeah.
Has pieces of paper with charts and stats, and then that'll, for some reason, get people to believe you more. Sort of like Vincent James with his bar graphs. Let's continue.
ADL's worldwide survey of 100 countries found that 49% of Muslims harbor anti-Semitic attitudes. This is a chart of that. You see the non-Muslims, it's far less.
What are you defining as anti-Semitism?
Must be true. It's on a bar graph.
Like, I bet if it's like you believe Israel unfairly treats Arabs, you'd be like, well, yeah, I believe that. That's anti-Semitic. Like, we have to hear a standard, to be fair.
This is a painful fact that ADL has studied. It's more than double the anti-Semitism found among persons of other faiths. ADL data also shows in the U.S., 34% of Muslims, according to ADL, exhibit a high degree of anti-Semitism versus 14% of the general population. The 16 countries and the territories having the highest level of anti-Semitism were all in the Muslim Middle East. Levels of anti-Semitism there range from 74 to 93%. In a recent conference on anti-Semitism, a speaker said, 20 years ago, the major problem was anti-Semitism of the far right, but it flipped. Now it's the left and radical Muslims.
Real slick. But too bad he doesn't, doesn't get past people who actually care.
Yeah.
And Muslims.
This is a hearing on hate crimes and not isolating groups and calling them the bad guys.
Yeah.
And he's literally bring up Muslims constantly.
Yeah.
And gets away with it somehow. No one says shut the fuck up. Actually,
well, in a way, it's like, let him talk. Let's expose himself.
Yeah, that might be better. Just get out of his way.
We're in danger of seeing it spread to the Middle East and to Europe. The danger and problem is there is institutional support for violence by leading imams. Al-Azhar University, which is the West Point of Islamic academia, trains imams who fan out all over the world. A highly influential treatise by the former Grand Mufti Tantawi said, quote, gentle persuasion can do no good with Jews, so use force with them. Treat them in the way you see as effective in ridding them of their evil. At Al-Azhar Friday sermons, they've recited hadiths saying we have to commit genocide against the Jews in order to usher in the Messianic Day of Judgment. During the past year...
And I've heard Ben Shapiro say, build the settlements, build more settlements, or something like that. Who cares about civilian deaths?
Yeah.
It's like... Someone can easily interpret that as Islamophobic or whatever.
Yeah, it's what, can you see how, it's these overreactions. They're calling us racist. They think we are racist. Like, when guys like this represent your government,
yeah,
you see why they could possibly come to that conclusion, even though I believe it's wrong.
Yeah.
As far as they're racist, I'm like, no, they're just pushing a narrative to further divide you as people, and then so that way they can do what they want.
And a half in mosques in North Carolina, New Jersey, California, Texas, Pennsylvania, imams have made the same speeches about genocide against the Jews.
I know.
Can you imagine if rabbis called to murder Christians or priests were called to murder Muslims? We've demanded they should be fired. They weren't. Wayne Hurst Ali, a well-known Somali former Muslim, said, I confess that if you're Jewish, I want to apologize to you. When my half-sister showed me holy Quranic verses to support her hatred of Jews, I feared arguing with Allah, for Allah would burn me. I also hated Jews. I'm ashamed of my prejudice against you in the past.
So he's going right to a religious text and saying it's in their belief system to hate Jewish people. It's like, how did this happen? How did he get here like
Who let this guy in here?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
He's saying an entire group of people who all believe, when you say Muslim, that's not that doesn't have to be a race or anything. That's a group of people that follow this particular religion. Yeah. And he says in this particular religion, they hate us. So we should discriminate against them because they're going to hate us.
Yeah.
He's essentially saying that. This guy sounds like he wouldn't mind if they wiped out all Muslims on the planet.
And
I'm not even joking about that.
Yeah.
He sounds like he wouldn't mind if we just firebombed them all, just got rid of every Muslim. That's why no one likes him, except for his friends. Did he mention it? Let's continue.
As Egyptian President Sisi said in a speech at Al-Azhar University, we need a religious revolution. You imams are responsible for Allah. The entire world is waiting. Let's speak frankly. We want to stop hate, stop institutions from supporting, condoning it. I don't know how much time I have.
You're 48 seconds over.
Well, but I was stopped. I was stopped. With the outburst.
Fuck out of here.
For 3.5 fucking seconds.
Out of here.
Jesus Christ, man.
It's like this, right?
He's like he's a plant to get people to hate him, to where he can translate it into something else.
It's like this. He hit me.
Yeah. Fucking.
It's like that dude that you're playing basketball with outside, after school, whatever the fuck. It's like, foul.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I never called fouls. I just dunked on someone. That's all.
Well, for us, it was just more of a, okay.
The outburst.
Go ahead. Another 30 seconds.
I have something very, very important to say.
What's so important that he's going to say? Let's
Yeah.
hear it. I'm really curious.
It's just gonna be the same shit, probably.
I'm just curious what's so important that he has to say.
Especially as a child of Holocaust survivors, I was horrified to see Speaker Pelosi, Leader Hoyer defend Representative Omar after her vicious anti-Semitic remarks and presidential...
The gentleman's time has expired. Ms. Owens.
That was unfair.
It was not unfair. You had plenty of extra time.
No.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking... No offense to squirrels. He's a squirrel. Just...
Call him... Well, I like to say he's a guy, right? If he gets pressed...
Did you see...
Just hold on. He squeaks, okay?
Did you see the quietness and then all of a sudden... I have one last thing. Ba, 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 ba. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
About
Ilhan Omar making...
Shut the fuck up, man. I'm telling you, there's people that try to make the world a worse place. Like, they're active in it.
So that was unfair, he said.
And someone coughed for 3 seconds. Please. Allot me the time. All right, here's 3 seconds. Thank you. Time's up. Next speaker. All right, you can read the comments.
You got it.
Well, we got all the way back here.
I know. I'm not reading that. I'm gonna bust out laughing.
Damn, I'm seeing super love. All right, they're all talking to each other. Mojai says I gotta get up early at 3 to start assignments. But he's up at 3 in the morning watching shit on YouTube. Alright, where the fuck am I at? I guess they're talking to each other.
I'll read it.
Jay Breeze says, that dude has Tourette's. What's that?
Let me see it.
So some youngster language I don't understand.
A dude has Tourette's like a motherfucker.
I'm too old.
Jay Breeze, quote, the Quran says, kill infidels. Oh. Smells like shit.
I said I wasn't even going to mention his mental disorder or whatever he has.
The only thing is this. It's like on top. It's like he's that guy that's like trying to make the world a worse place seemingly, and he has that. So it's just like
there are guys that overcome like stuttering and shit like that.
Yeah.
But they probably have to do some psychological work to do it. Oh, this is why I do this.
Yeah.
Like Herschel Walker. So yeah, Morton Klein just smells like a creeper, talks like a creeper. His ideas are creepy. He just associated every Muslim in the world with anti-Semitism.
He's a slime ball. That's what he is.
Yeah. Full on creepy.
Yeah.
So as the speaker was saying that it's Candace Owens' time to speak, we're going to flip over to her. Her speech.
He said, Jay Breeze said it was low-hanging fruit, no doubt.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so this is Candace Owens' comments on hate speech in America.
Time has expired. Ms. Owens.
That was unfair.
It was not unfair. You had plenty of extra time. Ms.
No, I
Owens.
did not.
Fuck you.
Mr. Chairman, ranking. There we go. Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Mr. Collins, thank you for having me here today. I received word on my way in that many of the journalists were confused as to why I was invited, and none of them knew that I myself was the victim of a hate crime when I was in high school. That's something that very few people know about me, because the media and the journalists and the left are not interested in telling the truth about me, because I don't fit the stereotype of what they like to see in black people. I'm a Democrat, I support the President of the United States, and I advocate for things that are actually affecting the black community. I'm honored.
That's right. Sell those books. Sell those future books.
You probably don't. You probably don't. Let's be honest here.
I don't think she does. I think she's a opportunist. Is that the right word?
Probably.
I mean, it's no offense if she isn't that, but it definitely smells
right?
like it.
It's either someone's ignorant or someone's corrupt.
Yeah.
Being honest here, I'm not.
All right, let's let her speak, because that wasn't really something to really criticize yet.
Well,
we're going off of, instead of just this video, all our experience of hearing her. That's where those assessments come from. It's not from this. I
understand where she's at, but as far as, like, I was a victim of hate crime.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't even consider it a hate crime. She just said it was like dumb high school kids looking for revenge or something like that.
Some kid, children.
I think. See, when you have these two here, they're both also sitting next to each other. It makes me think something else is going on.
Maybe.
Like, why are these two voices here?
Yeah, I know.
These guys are gonna basically pull people apart. Let's continue.
I'm honored to be here today in front of you all because the person sitting behind me is my 75-year-old grandfather. I've always considered myself to be my grandfather's child, and I mean to say that my sense of humor, my passion, and my work ethic all comes from the man that is sitting behind me.
Right after it
My grandfather grew up on a sharecropping farm in the segregated South. He grew up in an America where words like racism and white nationalism held real meaning under the Democrat Party's Jim Crow laws.
Tie it to Republican or Democrat, right? Play that game. Let's not get real here. Let's keep playing politics.
Instead of, crossing under some sort of existential discussion regarding the individual.
Yeah.
And how, like, ignorance and corruption can affect, the world.
No, let's play games. Let's play games. That makes more sense.
My father's first job was given to him at the age of 5 years old, and his job was to lay tobacco out to dry in an attic in the South. My grandfather has picked cotton, and he has also had experiences with a Democrat terrorist organization of that time, the Ku Klux Klan. They would regularly visit his home, and they would shoot bullets into it. They had an issue with his father, my great-grandfather. During my formative years, I had the privilege of growing up in my grandfather's home. It's going to shock the committee, but not once, not in a single breath of a conversation did my grandfather tell me that I could not do something because of my skin color. Not once did my grandfather hold a gripe against the white man. I was simply never taught to view myself as a victim because of my heritage. I learned about faith in God, family, and hard work. Those were the only lessons of my childhood. There isn't a single adult today that in good conscience would make the argument that America is a more racist or a more white nationalist society than it was when my grandfather was growing up.
They would say there's a larger divide between the rich and poor. And someone would make that argument.
And so it could also make the argument as far as propping up certain teams.
Yeah.
And by teams, I mean teams of ideology.
I'd say that's a thing, too.
And with those teams, it makes people, it distracts people from the real problem.
Yeah.
So, no offense, but like shallow.
She's saying Republican talking points without saying Republican talking points.
What I'm saying is this, though. It's
That's
like
what she's doing.
These topics, right? I have a solution. Like, this is major. It's like, this is easy.
Yeah. We need more free market.
Yeah.
And you need to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. That's basically what she's saying without saying it.
And yet we're hearing these terms sent around today because what they want to say is that brown people need to be scared, which seems to be the narrative that we hear every 4 years right ahead of a presidential election. Here are some things we never hear.
Whoa.
And yet we're hearing these terms sent around today because what they want to say. There isn't a single adult today that in good conscience would make the argument that America is a more racist or a more white nationalist society than it was when my grandfather was growing up. And yet we're hearing these terms sent around today because what they want to say is that brown people need to be scared, which seems to be the narrative that we hear every 4 years right ahead of a presidential election. Here are some things we never hear.
What?
Definitely the traditional politicians play the role of trying to use demographics in their favor.
I'm sure.
I'm awfully sure of that. But she may attribute that to candidates that are not doing that, which are this new class of people. Well, not the whole class, but, you know, the Bernies and Tulsies and Gravels and Andrew Yangs, and that might be it. The rest of them will probably play the identity politics, but that's probably one of the reasons why they won't win. You can go ahead and read those.
Ruben Garcia, Candace Owens is the bottom of the barrel of the political pundits. I wish the left, alt media stopped paying attention to her.
But she's hot, though.
Okay.
I think she's hot.
Ruben Garcia, can dunce. Jay Breeze, is it really weird that the Democrats paint Republicans as racist and the Klan was associated with Democrats?
That's all to say that the team playing means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It should always be about...
Oh, ignorant fuckers are just ignorant fuckers.
I'm sure you go back then and the Republican Party had something that's attached to them that's fucked up. So it's like, fuck all bad ideas.
Wait. Hey, man, as far as... Was a Democrat, right? Within history, was there ever like a Democrat that was ever in office that engaged in any type of legal warfare?
Yeah. We've had 2 in my lifetime.
Ah. Any Democrats that, as far as that gave the okay to kill people?
We've had 2 in my lifetime.
You sure about that? Just 2?
In my lifetime?
No, I meant like, in the last 100 years.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ah. How about Republicans?
Yeah.
Oh. Look at that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean shit.
They're all one team, folks. It's a party and you ain't invited.
Ruben Garcia said Nixon and the Southern strategy.
Yeah. The war on drugs.
Reagan?
Vietnam. War on drugs, Reaganomics. Pussy. Let's continue.
Punk bitch ass. Fuck. Don't bring that
75%
weak
of the
shit
black
over
boys in
here.
California don't meet state reading standards. In inner cities like Baltimore,
No, I'm saying you have something
high schools
right
and 1
here
middle
in
school,
this
a
area.
single student was found to be proficient in math or reading in 2016.
You have some
The
for your ass, probably,
single
too.
motherhood rate in the black community, which was at 23% in the 1960s when my
drive
grandfather
home.
was coming up, is at a staggering
home, you can
74%
take it
today. I'm guessing there will be no committee hearings about that. There are more black babies
Fucking wannabe
There are more
Snoop
black
Dogg
babies
looking
aborted than born alive in cities like New York, and you have Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo lighting up buildings to celebrate late-term abortions. I could go on and on. My point is that
Fucking
Your
punk.
point is that Republican. That's your point. Vote Republican.
All I'm hearing is,
You're getting a platform to tell people to vote Republican,
Yeah.
basically.
yeah, it's like team play, talking point. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, these are talking points without calling them, without saying them, really.
white nationalism did not do any of those things that I just brought up. Democrat policies did. Let me be
No.
clear.
No, stop it.
Yeah. See what happens when you ignore the moral question? When you ignore it, then you can blame teams. Once you blame teams, you can blame a whole swath of people. Once you can do that, you can pick a side. And you can say, my team's better. Look at all the bad things they do. Instead of looking at corruption itself. I would consider this almost... If I didn't think she was ignorant, I'd call it this an immoral action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay Breeze, I just wonder how much of the party history carries on and guides the politicians in the party like joining a club.
And you ain't in it.
Yeah.
As George Carlin would say.
Mm-hmm.
Today is not about white nationalism or hate crimes. It's about fear-mongering, power, and control. It's a preview of a...
Fear-mongering.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Power and control. At the end of the day, that's what happens, right? So,
Yeah.
as far as, you know, the team that you're advocating for and the team that you're opposing, at the end of the day, whoever gets in is going to do that shit. So, I mean, hey.
Yeah. And
as far as, I don't mean will, but I mean as far as what we have seen in the past, I don't know, 80, maybe even more years. See, no, the Republicans, no, the Democrats. Hey guys, people die.
Yeah.
People die. So we get bombed. We don't have enough money to help you, young lady. You just have to be poor. You have to work hard. You're not working hard enough. Bare your soul, like I did.
And she's going with this I'd say new school Republican of semi-conspiracy theory, Alex Jones light type of stuff. You know, where it's about control and globalism. This and that. That's the new school Republican borrowing, you know, the hints of conspiracy theory because, well, the internet happened.
Well, this is why I call her, I would agree with you as far as calling her an opportunist because she's going to see something like this as an opportunity and run with it as far as a narrative.
Yeah.
Like, you know, name me a corrupt Republican.
Living or dead?
Well, they're dead, but, you know.
Corrupt Republican. Lindsey Graham.
All right. As far as capitalizing, as far as some, like, you know, new school terms, possibly ideology. Not like this. Not like she's doing. Not necessarily.
Yeah. She'll
be somewhat on the ball here. She'll be, and I'll have Candace Owens right here. Like, how the fuck did she get there?
That's why I'm like...
Merchants of cool, guys. They'll pay attention to what the fuck you like, and they'll sell it back to you.
Yeah, she's number one trending on Twitter, by the way.
Before you know it, you'll become a Republican.
Maybe.
You'll have a shirt. Like, guys, the government, I think it's corrupt, right? 1 year later, yeah, you know, the Democrats are horrible.
And as soon as you start moving a little bit away from the Republican talking points, like, aren't these the same thing from George Bush? No, okay, we're talking about globalism and this and
globalism.
Globalism, they're trying to control you, and this and that, and that's basically the new era thing to pull you in further. Like, see, we're not like them. We're not like George Bush.
Well, you are. It's fear-mongering.
We don't bring them up.
The globalists want this. They want you to do this.
We mentioned Barack Obama, and we mentioned Bill Clinton, but we never mentioned the guy that was president in between those time periods. Mm-hmm. When do these guys bring up George Bush? They bring up Obama quite a bit.
George Bush, I guess, W.
Yeah.
Never existed.
Well, you see, they bring up Obama. It's like, okay, I understand, because Obama was our last president. Right. I understand that. Yeah. But then you bring up Bill Clinton, too. Why do you skip out on George Bush?
Ready? You are Republicans, okay?
Okay.
The Republicans. Bill Clinton, who was he?
Democrat.
Yeah. Obama?
Democrat.
Reagan?
Republican.
Okay.
He's a hero in these guys.
He's a punk.
Yeah.
Now, when you say Bush, senior, junior. Oh, the guy that owned the Texas Rangers? That guy?
The painter. He was on Ellen.
That one.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, kiddies, go back and look at George Bush era shit. Go ahead, you can read that.
Jay Breeze, I'm not a Republican, by the way. Honestly, I'm way too nihilistic to consider... I'm way too nihilistic to consider politics anything more than entertainment. I like free market, though. I guess that's my team.
Politics should be about morality, moral ideas, moral laws.
I'll help you out here. It should just be basically coming to the best possible scenario for anybody in anything.
Well,
That's what it should be.
say about it. I'm trying to get specific here. It should be about the discussion of moral ideas. The discussion of it. And then voted upon by the people.
See.
All right.
Fucking basketball.
Let's continue. See, look. Jay Bree's looking at it as like something that's like a show. It's like a sideshow almost.
Well, it is.
And I agree with him.
It is.
But what happens when we get an actual moral person stepping in there? Now it's like, oh shit, I can see potential here. I can see the potential of this. Yeah. What happens if you have a real moral person taking control or something?
Oh,
or
well.
being one of the leaders. It's like, now it's like, okay,
They
this is different now.
They either get ignored or they get smeared.
Let's say they made it to the presidency. It's like, oh.
They're going to die.
This isn't a game,
They're
is it?
dead.
Okay. Mr. Nihilistic.
What?
You're fucking with my hypothetical scenario here.
You
Read that comment, and then we'll get going.
I'm going to read the comment because I was actually going to read it before now. Ruben Garcia, the new right, bring up how CNN and MSNBC lied about the Iraq War, and that's about it. New York Times, Newsweek, and similar outlets.
I don't think they bring up Iraq. I think they bring up Trump. They lie about Trump. They lie about Trump. They lie about Trump. And I think that's
the cool thing is how they basically all push for war.
Yeah, when it comes to wartime, they're all pro-war.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, watch out for like the news, the mainstream news outlets that were anti-war, but it's only because there was a certain political party that was pro-war.
No, there were certain voices that were anti-war, not the company. I didn't see the company saying no. I heard them pushing it in the first place. Then once we were already in the war and had there was no visible way out from these mainstream politicians. Then they were like, okay, war might be bad.
Fair enough.
It's like, oh, well, we're too far into the game to cancel it. All right, let's continue with this. Get this shit over with.
The Democrat 2020 election strategy, same as the Democrat 2016 election strategy. They blame Facebook, they blame Google, they blame Twitter. Really, they blame the birth of social media, which has disrupted their monopoly on minds. They called this hearing because they believe that if it wasn't for social media, voices like mine would never exist, that my movement Blexit, which is inspiring black Americans to leave the Democrat Party,
Promo.
would have never come about, and they certainly believe that Donald Trump would not be in office today. Looking on the next thing to focus on now that the Russian collusion hoax has fallen apart. What they won't tell you about the statistics and the rise of white nationalism is that they've simply changed the data set points by widening the definition of hate crimes and upping the number of reporting agencies that are able to report on them.
Yeah, you should look to the guy to your right, Candace, for that one. Expanding the definition of hate, or whatever a hate crime, and expanding the number of agencies that detect such things. Mm-hmm. It's like, you should look to that guy right fucking next to you, Mr. Morton over there.
He's somewhat I call an abstract artist.
Maybe, I can see that.
Huh.
What I mean to say is that they're manipulating statistics. The goal here is to scare blacks, Hispanics, gays, and Muslims into helping them censor dissenting opinions, ultimately into helping them regain control of our country's narrative, which they feel that they lost. They feel that President Donald Trump should not have beat Hillary. If they actually were concerned about white nationalism, they would be holding hearings on Antifa, a far-left, violent, white gang who determined one day in Philadelphia in August that I, a black woman, was not fit to sit in a restaurant. They chased...
Conspiracy.
It's like, they will not replace us. They will... I don't think you're welcome there either, Candace.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, they'll use you. Say, like, see, I know a black person.
Yeah.
They're on my team with this.
Yeah.
Then soon, if they got their way, you'd be like, you can like clean floors and shit if you want. That's what we can do for you. You can go back to Africa if you want.
Click your heels and go back to Africa.
Click your heels 3 times together and go back to Africa. You read that. Ruben says they don't bring up how right-wing media like Fox News also pushed the Iraq War, and even harder. Fuck yes, they did. We did a video with Mr. Bill O'Reilly saying it was immoral to protest the war.
Yeah.
He literally said it was immoral because you're taking up police work or something. Police need to be patrolling the streets for terrorists, and they don't have time to look at these, soy boy college kids protesting something they think is immoral.
Yeah, I know.
It should be illegal.
Now, do that with those.
That's Bill O'Reilly.
Do that and tie that in with the Vietnam protests on the college campuses.
Oh, this was way more hilarious and
Look at my mic.
I say so much more creepy.
Yeah.
It says protesting a war should be illegal with a straight face.
What I'm saying is, it's like, you shouldn't do it. It's immoral.
Yeah.
Like, way to go.
Awesome.
fucking demon.
Yeah.
Me out, they yelled race traitor to a group of black and Hispanic police officers who formed a line to protect me from their ongoing assaults. They threw water at me, they threw eggs at me. And
That's right. We should call out every single incident of actions like that.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. But I don't think Candace is so focused on that.
No.
It's very weird. She seems to be being used like a pawn. We'll get to that. 1 second.
leftist media remained silent on it. If they were serious about the rise of hate crimes, they may perhaps be examining themselves and the hate that they have drummed up in this country. Bottom line is that white supremacy, racism, white nationalism, words that once held real meaning, have now become nothing more than election strategies. Every 4 years, the black community is offered handouts and fear. Handouts and fear.
That's what you're doing.
It's your team's election strategy as well. They just think we're all racist. Fake news. It's like, come on. That's the strategy of Trump, too.
Fear campaign.
Yeah.
Guys, they're coming in from the border.
Yeah.
Clutch your pearls.
Buy more guns.
Yeah, I know.
So, that seems to be their strategy as well.
Mm.
If you want to read those two.
Can't read. My bad. Jay Breeze, that's kind of funny, though, as far as morality goes, because any decent person agrees that we should have free health care, but how do we do that?
Bernie Sanders has a plan that'll cost less in a 10-year span than what we already have now.
Like, I may not have specifics, but as far as you look at the military spending and where a lot of other money is probably goes that doesn't need to go, it's like, you can't fucking tell me we don't have enough.
Well, I start with the idea of free healthcare, and then I go grab all the top economists I can and say, how do we figure this out?
Yeah.
And I bet they come up with something. Just like if I had the best scientists in like horticulture, people who grow shit in agriculture, I bet they can figure out a way for there to be food nonstop, 24/7 for everyone.
Ruben Garcia, if you're looking for an example of an Uncle Tom, the actual alt-right, Richard Spencer, Jared Taylor, and similar people, search Big Man Tyrone. That looks like an adventure.
I thought I was going to say Jesse Lee Peterson. Someone DM'd me today.
That dude's a plant, there's no doubt.
Someone DM'd me today about, I forgot what they call him. They thought he was like autistic or something.
Him?
Yeah, like why do they pay attention to Jesse Lee Peterson?
I mean, I think it's a character he plays.
Yeah, I think
it's an act.
Plenty of guests. Yeah, I said it was the guests. That's why people pay attention.
Yeah.
You get certain people on a show. All right, let's continue.
I think he's a dumb fuck, but
I thought you were doing that just so you could yawn.
No.
Like, oh, wait.
I think he's a dumb fuck.
All right, good. Yeah.
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 Oh, by the way, he's a coward. He's a liar, too. Because
not much depth to Jesse Lee Peterson.
And this is why, because, right? What'd you say? Those who believe race and IQ?
Yeah, I called into his show and asked him this question.
Yeah.
And
what's your opinion about race IQ and how that dictates like morality? What do you think about those people? They're dummies or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then he's on the show with that Vincent James dude when that Destiny guy was on.
Mm-hmm. Their debate.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, dude, Is he a dummy?
Yeah.
You're like defending this fucker.
Yeah, Vincent got smoked today, by the way.
Yeah.
I hope he uploads the entire video. I didn't record it, so
He probably won't.
whatever. Let's continue.
Reparations and white nationalism. This is the Democrat preview.
No, it's Medicare for all. It's free college. It's anti-interventionist wars. That's the new Democratic platform. They tried that other shit.
We can look forward to seeing her for another, what, 60 years of this shit? Quite possibly.
If the right people get in office and
Oh, she'll probably, like,
and
Chameleon.
they have the right cabinet members and all that shit.
Mm.
When you're done hearing identity politics
Right,
24/7,
right.
and it's like, oh fuck, where's your platform go?
Well, that's why
Where's your
I
enemy?
figured either, right, if shit goes south and it's the same thing as far as throughout my lifetime, whether I live that long, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm an old man, and she's an old woman. Point is, she's still there.
Yeah,
Like a George Bush. You know what I mean? Like, you're still there.
yeah. Oh, I just
Hold
want
up. Don't interrupt me, asshole.
to.
Things, turn out better, Then I suspect, like, you'll change colors, won't you? Like a chameleon.
Maybe. I just want to say that, like Sanders and Gabbard, I think they will speak words about identity and all that shit, identity politics, but it's not their main platform, like the way Candace makes it seem, or other people trying to get Trump reelected will make it seem. Just saying.
Of course, society is not perfectible. We've heard testimony of that today. There are pockets of evil that exist, and those things are horrible, and they should be condemned. But I believe the legacy and the ancestry of Black Americans is being insulted every single day. I will not pretend to be a victim in this country. I know that makes many people on the left uncomfortable. I want to talk about real issues in Black America. I want to talk about real issues in this country and real concerns.
Probably not.
The biggest scandal...
Are you good?
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
This is my last sentence. In American politics, is that Democrats have been conning minorities into the belief that we are perpetual victims, all but ensuring our failure. Racial division and class warfare are central to the Democrat Party platform.
Pause
It'll
it.
be blacks to hate whites, the rich to hate the poor, and soon enough it'll be the tall hate...
Time is
Alright, yeah. So you see, the funny thing is, neither side really gives a fuck about anybody.
That and
So it's
even
like, you can't convince me of this whole the Democrats want this. It's like, because regardless of whoever gets in office, they the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. At the end of the day, none of it really matters. And by the way, the shit that comes out of her mouth is just talking points. I hear no solutions.
well, even her diagnosis of the rival party is from the George Bush era. It's from the Obama and Bush era and Clinton era, where she's fighting those guys. She's fighting corporate Democrats without realizing that's about to turn over.
Yeah.
Or I fucking hope it.
Well, as
does.
far as
If that doesn't happen,
the
then
popular,
the shit is cheating somehow.
the ideal select few for that party is Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard.
Gabbard's gonna be. I think she'll be midway.
Just her? Is it just those two or someone else?
Throw Andrew Yang in there.
Well, Yang. As far as I know, I don't like that Russia shit.
Sort of Elizabeth Warren on the way she talks about banks.
Okay.
But that's her
Yeah.
thing.
Here's the thing, though. It's
Mike
hey, what's
Gravel.
wrong with them?
Yeah, I don't think she could.
No.
Especially, she could get Bernie, but she can't get Tulsi.
No.
She can get Bernie on identity politics, find, things here and there, and then use that, see, look, he's going to ask for reparations now, isn't he? Instead of letting blacks pull themselves up by the bootstraps. He wants more welfare. But Tulsi, I think she'd struggle with her. She'd be like, oh, what do I do here?
All right, let's read these.
We do have more on Candace.
Conversation amongst themselves. Jay Breeze. He's that old guy with the... What? You keep going.
You see?
I'm gonna read this. You can keep going.
Oh, you read it to yourself.
Yeah.
All right. We do have a second portion where Candace will probably get props for, and I guess I would give her props. I would give her props in this area, but it's hard to without that subconscious content I have in my mind that just starts popping up when I hear her talk. It's like, I know you did all this other shit, but right here you look better because you're talking to an even dumber person, right? Someone who's going to play identity politics harder than you do. Yeah. Or someone who actually plays the identity politics game that you claim exists. One of those shill-like Democrats.
You want me to read that title?
If you want.
I'm going to do it anyway. Democrat rep smears Candace Owens, and her response was fiery.
You got to give a pause there. Dem rep smears Candace Owens. Her response was fiery.
Too bad there's no like all caps, like Democratic rep smears Candace Owens, and her response was fiery.
They forgot to. They probably pulled this video down.
I hate these titles of these fucking videos. You know, like what fucking fuckboy, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's why we trolled with one of ours. You know,
we've done it like 3 times. We've trolled with
Latino Superman.
Yeah, destroys.
Yeah,
exposes. Maybe it's bait. Maybe it's not. Who knows? All right, so this is where Candace Owens will build she'll build some political points, some brownie points, and people will like her for things like this. They'll probably forget about the other stuff because it's the same shit she always says. But this is what happens when she has an opposition who is of that ideology that she claims is everywhere in the Democratic Party.
Ruben Garcia, don't get fooled by the Yang clan. Yang gang.
What?
He said, don't get fooled by the Yang clan.
Yeah, I know that.
It's like they're still pro-Trump. I had no idea. But...
Nah, most of that is like trolling.
Oh, it is?
100%. 100%. It's them.
I thought they were like really defending this fucking guy.
Nah, I think some are, but I think most of it is a meme to where it's like fuck it, I give up. Just give me $1,000 a month, like that type of shit.
Oh,
I think that's the meme. I might be wrong about that.
Jay Breeze, that title read was fucking great, bro.
Fiery.
One of the guys in awesome YouTubers comments say the response was great. Bow down.
Get me on CNN.
Matt Hunter. What would be the derogatory term for a white person that supports policies that harm white communities, such as affirmative action? I know why he's asking this, but if you read the comments earlier,
depends on his motivations or his intention.
Well, originally,
will he say it to get votes? And he's a brown noser.
We call those fuck boys.
Yeah, pretty basic.
Yeah. So I don't discriminate.
No.
There's a wide variety of fuckboys out there.
It's just the guys like I think his name is Ted Lieu or something like that. That's gonna question Candace Owens right now. It's like those guys are such low-hanging fruit, so easy to argue against that we usually don't even bother to. It's so simple. That's why they have such that's the Trump phenomenon almost. That's a large part.
What's the guy we just listened to?
Morton Klein.
Right. What he's advocating for, quite honestly, is actually going to hurt the people of Israel more.
Yeah, if they step out into the realm of endangering other people, then we call them out. You'll see us call out like Don Lemon.
What I meant was, as far as like, if you're going to say he's Jewish and he's part of Israel, as far as like a community or a culture, as well as the government.
Yeah.
As far as a group of people, like, see how the Israeli government doesn't have like the people of Israel or the Jewish people of Israel like well-being, like as far as their well-being in mind, because they'll lie to you, get you going to war.
It's very weird. They might have the people in mind too. They just
Nope.
They just don't have them really like. They don't have them in their hearts really.
It's not.
They may have them in their mind in the sense of some prophecy shit.
Make that chemical divorce.
Some weird prophecy shit, where it's like.
Then it's not. Is it really?
We need them
is
to
it care?
exist
Is
to
it
build
care?
our new temples, or something like that. Or God wants the Jewish people to survive, so that's why we're doing it. It's not like in their heart where it's like, well, I got to save my people.
That's not true. It's some sort of like, how would I call this?
I'm guessing. I don't know that. I'm just saying. It just smells like something like that.
You can know as far as understanding the point where it's okay. Do you really love them? These people.
Yeah.
All right, then you wouldn't lie to them and send them into war. So you don't really love them.
Yeah.
There's something else going on here. If you did, you wouldn't do it.
All right, let's get into this video.
Yeah.
You can read that last, right? Just Jay Breeze.
That's a question.
Oh, talking to someone else?
Yep.
All right. So here's Candace Owens, I guess, winning something. It's going to be taken as a win.
For some. Yep.
I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extract.
Now, real quick, I thought it was in this clip. It's not. Where Ted Lieu he uses his cell phone and plays the footage of her saying something about white nationalism and Hitler. Like, it's not white nationalism, or whatever it was, not German nationalism that made Hitler bad. It was that he killed other people. And it sounded bad. It sounded bad.
Horrible.
I don't think that's what she believes. I think it just sounded bad. I think what she believes is the nationalism is not a bad thing on its own.
I understand how someone would say that. But as far as not a great moment for you.
Yeah, she looked bad too.
Yeah.
And that's what the Ted Lieu guy played.
Yeah.
Let me just start this over then. So this is her reaction after he does that. And I think she smokes him here.
Based off
Slow hanging fruit, but she smokes him.
I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said.
Very robotic. But yeah, these are things that helps build her star up when things like this happen.
Yeah.
That's why my conspiracy mind is like, how do these guys with these poor ideas always stand out? It's like someone's holding them up. And it seems like the dum-dum loudmouths are arguing with the dum-dum loudmouths. Yeah. And they're just propping each other up. And they're so loud that it's like, fuck. What are they going to say next? Let me pay attention.
Langston Travis is back.
What up, Langston?
May I continue?
Please.
As I said,
of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens.
Oh, I guess they are going to play that clip.
Okay.
So let me rewind a little bit.
Continue?
Please.
As I said,
of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist. But if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question is to Ms. Hershinoff. Ms. Owens said, quote, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
So, yeah, the guy clearly knows he's taking her out of context.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It comes off as creepy and snarky.
Yeah.
And, of course, Candace Owens is like, yes, this is my chance. Because you're speaking to me on my level. You're not speaking above my head.
Well, it's like this, right? It's like you're putting another textbook under someone else's feet so they can be elevated on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And then right near that pedestal is a podium to speak on. Now everyone can see me more.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you can read those.
All right. He said, Langston Travis said, this dumb broad. Oh. I would call her ignorant.
Yeah.
Quite possibly corrupt, but I'm not sure.
A little bit. Her persona is a little bit psychopathic, I would think. But I could explain that another time.
The other one's Matt Hunter, but he's responding to someone else.
Alright.
It is interesting, though.
One just popped up. Oh, they're arguing with each other.
There's no other way.
Fight. How's it feel, Jay Breeze? Calling for smoke in someone else's argument.
What?
Remember you on that guy's channel
What?
during the Julian Assange?
Oh, that shit? It's fucking unreal, man. The audacity.
The smoke is still good. The fumes are still going. All right, let's continue.
The audacity, man.
Apparently they're fast forwarding. She's probably making the most important speech in human history. She's like, fast forward. What did Candace say?
Yeah.
How did Candace respond?
Thank you, and I
to
yield
this?
back.
Gentleman from North Dakota, Mr. Armstrong.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I would yield.
Read what out loud?
Mr. Reschenthaler from Pennsylvania.
Jay Breeze, read what out loud?
Miss Owens, I'm sorry. We just started recording. Would you like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety.
I guess I will.
He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is
I
not
hate that
proper to refer disparagingly
I'm important.
or
Pause it.
to a member of the...
No, just give me that gavel. You know? Fuck.
That, but a little more savage.
Huh?
That wasn't savage enough.
What do you mean?
That will not work. You gotta be like, fuck you. You gotta Thor hammer that motherfucker.
Yeah, you think I could fucking leap up to him like that?
Just throw it. It'll come back to you.
Committee.
Pause.
The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Fuck you, man.
Sure, even though
I
I was
feel
called
important.
despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer.
Why not?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Why not?
You're stupid.
She's under oath. Even I know she didn't say that, but if she did, it's like you're under oath.
Yeah.
Do you think he's stupid? You call him stupid then.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Referred him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said.
It's like a 1940s
May I continue?
tone.
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what
Unless they went against the nationalist terms, right? I mean, if they rallied up and said, no more nationalism, freedom for everyone, everywhere. Like, we gotta kill that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's with any government, right?
Seemingly.
Unless it's pure, I don't know. Unless everyone buys into it, then things could happen.
And then 4 9/11s happen to sway their opinion.
Alright.
Whether it be literal or
Metaphorical?
possibly.
Symbolic?
Yes.
Alright.
you in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievable.
And Tulsi Gabbard, and probably Bernie Sanders, and but for some reason Trump's the guy. I don't know why.
Trump?
I don't know why he's like, because it's like you can see Trump's presidency within her career. It's like these low-hanging fruit people.
They elevated her.
And it's just like, whoop, here I am now. I'm one of these people. Look at Trump. He had Hillary to run against. Now he looks like a fucking hero. He gets in office. And
at the time.
You just see Goldman Sachs, Goldman Sachs, Goldman Sachs, Goldman Sachs.
The Dakota Access Pipeline.
Syria. Venezuela.
Chemical weapons.
Chemical weapons with no
and
evidence.
Accusations. Missiles fired.
Saudi Arabia.
Arms
Super
deal.
duper
Arms
pro-Israel.
Arms deal. Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys.
We don't recognize Maduro as the president of Venezuela.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Embassy. Was that it? No.
Yeah.
My fault.
Embassy.
Right?
Moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Also, named the Golan Heights as Israeli's territory now, even though it's in Syria.
Recognize what as the capital of...
Jerusalem.
Yeah, okay.
That's the point of the embassy move.
Okay, yeah.
Dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there.
Prager U.
Yeah, trustworthy.
No, now like they have some sort of agenda in mind, or the guy that, Mr. Prager. It's not like that dude, stores his soul in an empty Mountain Dew can somewhere, right? It's buried somewhere in the Vietnam jungle.
The Democratic Party is always trying to use race to get votes. Welcome to the Candace Owens Show, where I have on guests, black men, other black people as guests who are Republicans too.
Told you.
Join my team, please.
Kanye, where are you going? Leave me alone.
Don't join their team. Join my team. Aren't you doing the same thing? Whatever.
She almost got Kanye. She almost got him.
Maybe not. Let's continue.
I'm saying he disappeared.
Wow. Maybe he knew all the whole time.
Maybe.
Let's continue.
I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
She's right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mrs. Owens, and I yield the remainder of my time.
Let's just leave it on his face right there. It's like, yeah.
Just wait.
Just be like, fuck you. Fuck you.
So you've come to looking for a fight, have you?
That's racist.
This is racist.
You were already doing that. You were like, this, and you're like, I was like, that's racist. You're like, no. This is right. Like, what?
I didn't finish.
You're already in the middle of trying to
I didn't finish my move.
All right, let's get the comments.
Come on, yo. I'm telling you, man. This dude has got to know a spinning back kick. Look at him. Just look. That's a powerful pose right there. Put a mask on him. It don't matter. So.
All right, let's get the comments.
You've approached me.
Where's too many? And be ready for a timestamp.
Yeah. Jay Breeze, read it out loud. It's y'all's chat. Join the convo, homies. Or comment between me and Matt. All right.
Battle.
All right. I'll go with the healthcare thing. Jay Breeze, Matt Hunter. How do we get a free healthcare in the United States? Matt Hunter says, I guess whenever we can shame doctors, nurses, techs, etc. to work for free.
Shame them?
Shame them.
I'm sure there's plenty of doctors that are pro free healthcare.
Jay Breeze said, there's no other way, question mark.
pretty sure there's doctors that work right now for free.
The Matt Hunter said
involuntary.
I guess Matt Hunter decided not to answer that, but then he said, "Is Candace? Is she under oath? I don't think so."
Yeah, she is.
She wouldn't be there without a lawyer.
No, I watched the beginning parts of this,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Stand up. We're gonna put you under oath or read your rights, or whatever the fuck it is." So yeah, they did do that.
Jay Breeze, I love how he's got the mallet all close and then shrugs his shoulders. No, he goes like this as the chair's like.
Yes, but less derpy.
Okay. Langston Travis. We need a late 90s WF attitude era in politics where people stop being hypersensitive and to speak their full mind. Ilhan Omar, that was anti-Semitic. Like, stop!
The lights go off. It's like ding. It's like
it's just her tiny body, and it was behind her. You know who's behind her?
Paul?
No.
Behind her?
You know who's behind her, walking her to the ring? Ilhan Omar.
Kane?
No.
I don't know.
He's holding the urn for her, or whatever the fuck. Mr. Finkelstein. Yes. Yes. All right. Langston, I agree. I want to see backhands and shit. Jay Breeze said that. Ruben Garcia.
Someone needs to get stunned.
Recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, being the most pro-Israel U.S. president of all time in general.
A lot of people agree.
That's
a lot of his supporters are turning on him.
That's what I've said.
As far as
what I've heard.
The identitarian sect of Trump's fan base, they're turning on him because of how pro-Israel.
Langston Travis, she said Prager with no sense of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Jay Breeze, I think it would be cool if politicians had to do some kind of Ninja Warrior or Hell Week in Navy SEAL training and broadcast it on TV. The one thing I do not want to see is some brolic, super athlete, evil politician.
Yeah.
What I mean is corrupt politician. I don't want George Bush with abs. You know what I mean? It's scary. A George Bush, UL Romero.
Yeah.
You imagine?
If I had to guess, 50 to 60% of these politicians have been picked on in their life. Most of them men, and they want revenge on the world. They want to feel in control and shit.
Probably.
I could be making that up. I'm just throwing it out there though.
What I mean is, it's like I could see that. That's what I mean. Matt Hunter, Langston Travis, what's wrong with Prager? Jay Breeze, Shiri Brack Rady. Oh fuck.
What?
Jay Breeze, look. Shiri Brack Rady.
Fuck.
It's South Park's fault, man. Shiri Brack Rady.
That is that pose, man. No, I'm not gonna lie.
So, you have come here looking for a fight, have you? You will not make it out with the 8 bosses are still here. You have to fight him. Door opens.
Mr. Lou's dojo.
Round 1. Fight. Alright. Langston Travis, Prager is a cesspool of hack jobs spewing debunked nonsense. Matt Hunter, what debunked nonsense? We actually did a video about PragerU. Or multiple videos, so...
There's a lot of people who have done videos about Prager. How they just, I'd say, misinform whoever's watching. Oh, shit. I didn't fuck anything up.
PragerU has done some pro-Israeli government videos. That I would argue probably misinform the contents of the Israeli-Palestine conflict. I would say. Was that one of them? Or was that like a video that we just did?
I think it was something about why the U.S. supports Israel. I think that was the topic.
All right.
Or why the land is rightfully Israelis. All right, timestamp. Hoorah!
All right, what?
Mr. Lou's Dojo. Let's go with 124.30. All right, guys. Our next topic is Joe Rogan and I forgot the guy's name. Michael Yo.
Michael Yo has never passed.
He's half black. He's half Asian.
He has never
He's
passed
on the Joe Rogan.
He has never passed the full exam of the dojo. Candace Owens, you're up. Will you survive?
He can dunk on you and sweep your leg, Mr. Michael Yo.
He can also steal your money, but he'll be nice about it. He can also sing R&B songs.
He'll steal your money and invest it in a Chinese food restaurant.
He can also, for some reason, play shortstop. He can inside out fastballs. Who would have thought?
He has his eyes opened and closed at the same time.
When he falls down,
I got that one.
When he falls down, instead of screaming in pain, he'll look at you like.
He got an A in gym and math, Mr. Michael Yo. All right.
He's an academic athlete.
He has a denim jacket, Mr. Michael Yo.
He owns a pair of slacks.
All right. So Joe Rogan and Michael Yo talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's 70% tax plan.
One more.
Good luck in the quote.
One more.
Go ahead.
He can not only get waves, but he can get a ponytail.
I'll give you another try because I was going to try to take another crack at it.
Here's one. Not only can he play basketball, but he sure as hell can play croquet. No?
Try again.
Why don't you give me a supporting give me something to follow up on.
He can open up a corner store and rob it too, Mr. Michael Yo.
Maybe if it was a certain era, you know. What's something that's really bad? Really bad. I'm trying to think of something horrible.
This is just pure racism, by the way.
You could say he's fluent in, you got yourself a goddamn deal and sit down, ho. Mr. Michael. What's his name? Mr. Michael what?
Yeah.
Michael Yo?
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's 3 strikes.
That's perfect. Oh, fuck you, man.
That's 3 strikes.
Fucking dick rider. That's what you are.
That's 3
Michael
strikes.
Yo?
Yeah.
His name's perfect. First name Michael. Last name Yo. What comes next? He's a comedian.
Apparently. I think he's more like just a personality. That's going to be when someone clicks the timestamp, it's just going to be an opening of racist remarks.
Oh, whatever, man. It's not racism if you do it to everybody.
All right, so Joe Rogan and Michael Yo talking about AOC's 70% tax plan. In quotes there, it says, good luck. They might get this wrong. In fact, I know they get this wrong.
Just look, you get all your fucking piece of shit.
Here we go.
You got to start from a place. Put it like this. I don't know if you heard of this Green Deal where they want to take 70% of anyone that makes over $10 million, 70% of their income.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Wasn't it 70% of your first million?
No.
No?
It's, let's say you make $10 million.
Yeah.
Every cent after $10 million is taxed at 70%.
Oh.
So if you made $10 more million, they would take $7 million. You'd keep 3. So you'd have $13 million. And I believe it changes retroactively. So I think these guys can survive on $13 million in their bank accounts. I'm just saying. All right, let's let them get into the argument.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
That's AOC, right? Is that her idea?
It's the dumbest thing ever.
I don't mean, I wasn't calling her a bitch.
No.
I said that.
I like her.
I was saying good luck, bitch, as a expression.
Yes.
I like her too.
I like her, but
I don't agree with her with that, but I like her.
But what I'm saying is, my friend was like, "Oh, if the Democrats win, that's going to get passed because we hate rich people." And I go, "That's the problem. We're starting at hate. The reason why you think it's going to pass is because you think people hate rich people. See, and that's the thing. You got to have a conversation.
Not gonna fix it. Here's the thing. First of all, you've got incompetent use of funds. Like,
where does the money go?
Exactly.
All our taxes. Where does it go?
This idea that if you tax the rich, that all of a sudden all the problems will stop existing. That is so silly. You still have incompetent people that are distributing the money. They're just.
You have incompetent people receiving a lot of money, like you.
I agree with that.
I meant to say ignorant people.
But they got her tax plan wrong, which may start you off in a bad place. Right?
Do you hear that?
I don't. I wish people would just freely give up. If you're a billionaire, give up some of the fucking money. I wish you would just freely do that. I wish we didn't have to worry about money, period. It's just resources.
Well, if I had
food, water, housing.
If I had don't make me do it. If I had A-Rod money, like, do I really need all of this?
Yeah.
Do I really need all of this?
I've always thought about
it. Let's see. 400, probably about over $500 million, and then some.
Yeah. I've also
or Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. I've always thought about it. I'm like,
it should be a choice. It should be a choice.
Yeah, it should be a choice, and it's like, why don't they make that choice? You guys would be fucking heroes.
I don't get it.
You'd be heroes.
I don't understand. It's not like, hey guys, it's not like that's it. That's all your money. That's all your millions. I mean, I think Jeff Bezos makes it's like whatever amount of money he gives away, that shall be made up in no time.
And he's worth over $100 billion. Someone said 200 billion plus or something like that.
And Amazon doesn't pay any taxes, right?
Yeah, they pay zero. They've managed a way to pay $0 in taxes. And then you have the CEOs of these companies can go overseas and like the Cayman Islands and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, are they actually paying taxes in the first place? Not that they should be so enforced. You can go ahead and read.
Langston Travis, well, Matt, let's start with the claim that made the Southern strategy was a myth, even though conservatives know that's bullshit. Haha. Did I miss something here? I did miss something.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Langston Travis, Prager's a cesspool of hack jobs and spewing debunked nonsense. What debunked nonsense, says Matt Hunter. Matt Hunter, Prager and Owens and Shapiro all believe the failings of the black community are due to bad policy, not race or genetics. Don't you all agree?
No. There's so many factors they have to consider why poor people struggle.
Yeah. Langston Travis. Well, Matt, let's start with the claim that made the Southern strategy Southern strategy was a myth. Even conservatives know that's bullshit. Haha.
Who said that?
Langston Travis.
Okay.
Jay Breeze said, dude, I can't cite all the thoughts and quotes. Matt Hunter, Southern strategy? Oh, is that another example of evil whitey attempting to manipulate and exploit poor berated colorids?
Langston, meet Matt Hunter.
Oh, Christ.
You might be new to this.
Langston Travis, most of these dumbasses don't even make that much money.
Who?
I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
Who doesn't make that much?
I don't know, son.
Not Prager?
Money, I said, man. Money. What we just talked about.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay Breeze,
up there.
Money makes it easier to get more diversity of resources. I can see how it could. Langston.
If they're gonna live in a country in a certain way and there's laws to it, like shouldn't they follow the laws?
Or at least
when it comes to like evading paying taxes, like how many more billions do you need?
Yeah.
What the freak?
Langston Travis,
gone too far.
No, Matt. They exploited poor,
should be choice though,
belighted white working class families. Langston Travis, Joe Rogan and the hosts on 70% don't make enough to be effective.
Who's that?
I don't know about him. Rogan is I would say richer than most athletes. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Langston, I wouldn't even say white. I'd say they exploit the working class, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thus the suicide rates, I would say.
Yeah.
Rogan and his hosts on 70% don't make enough to be... Rogan makes enough.
Rogan...
If you have 10 mil in the bank, everything past that would affect the 70%. Or that's when the 70% marginal tax would take effect. I was just looking at it. I don't have the numbers on the top of my head, but there's like tax brackets, certain percentages, how many people do you have in your household, and on and on and on.
Matt Hunter.
I think this is for individuals having 10 million, and over the 10 million is taxed at 70%.
Matt Hunter, so who exploited black people?
When and where? And
yeah, when and where. I don't. Maybe you're talking to someone else. I'm not sure.
If
you're talking to someone else, just make sure you tag them so that way I can understand if the question is directed towards us or them. Langston Travis, most of the comedians on his show don't even have the amount of wealth to affect them. Rogan, maybe. Well, Rogan.
If you're talking about the guests, then they're not all like Rogan.
No,
Rogan's rich.
Rogan's Rogan's rich. Yeah. Kevin Hart is rich.
Kevin Hart is rich. They might be in similar boats.
Kevin Hart has way more money than this dude.
Yeah, probably. But I think it'd be closer than you think.
What I'm saying is, look, imagine like a red line. They're both over it, but one dude's way ahead. That's Kevin Hart, I would guess. But this Rogan has the fucking biggest YouTube platform podcast in the world.
With a large, I believe, he has a decent amount of advertisers for it.
Yeah, so, and on top of that, everything else he's ever done as far as UFC commentating, add that on top. Ads, advertisement.
Yeah,
you could keep going.
I'm thinking about it now. Kevin Hart has way more money. He like featured in movies and shit. I'm just realizing that.
You forgot. I thought you
his stand up, filling up stadiums, commercial ads, sporting events where he's like
that dude is literally like commercial comedian.
Yeah. I don't really like his stand up that much.
He can be funny. It's just, I get it. You're short. What else?
All right, let's continue.
I'm not saying he's not funny. It's just too much of you, man.
Let's continue with this.
Just create more jobs. There'll be more red tape.
And we get more in debt.
Yeah. What we got to do is figure out a real plan for engineering our civilization better. That's what people have to do, and there should be like real discussion from like real experts, biologists, historians, people who really understand psychologists, people who really understand human beings, really understand what's wrong with our society today, and we have
maybe some psychologists, but that can be debated.
I would think understanding the human condition would be a lot more.
You get where I'm at. Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just writing rules for people to live by with people you don't understand.
Biologist? Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe like
now
disease prevention.
That's completely different.
Medical issues.
Completely different.
Yeah.
All you need is someone, right? As far as like what's the problem? You don't need a biologist. It's a human problem. It's a moral problem. That's what it is.
See, those used to be like the shaman.
Hold on. Well, don't you see it? Like, everything else follows. No? Everything?
Well, what I was going to say is that those used to be the shaman, the priest, the witch doctor, the high class, what's perceived as the higher class of morality. Those were the leaders of the societies or the tribes or whatever, right? Because they were the closest to God or goodness or whatever word you want to find it. So, but now our society's become more of like a materialist, atheist, that type of thing, to where it's like, it's proven by science. Like, you hear that quite a bit.
Would you not
say
this
isn't proven by science?
Would you not say it's more agnostic or half and half?
I think it's more materialist than anything.
Okay.
Even the religious people, I think, are more materialist. right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is literally the body of Christ. Or they're looking for evidence of a sheet with his face on it. Or this was the cave he stayed in.
I understand.
Let me lick the walls.
I gotcha.
So those guys when we used to, as a group, look for the moral leaders, even though they weren't the greatest moral leaders, which is why they went away as the moral leaders.
Mm-hmm.
But those used to be the guys that would be in a role of like president, and he'd have his cabinet and the senators and Congress and all that, and the judges and all that. It was all morality based. It's just these guys were fucking. A lot of them were cuckoo, making shit up to gain themselves power. So then we stopped trusting the moral ideas. Like, the moral people are the ones we should have in these offices.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe things are turning around. I don't know. I don't know where you left off. There's been a lot of his friends and hosts bitching about 70% tax margin and not understanding it. Yeah, I would say that's obvious because he still doesn't understand it. He thinks it means outright. You make $10 million, we're taking $7 million of it.
Yeah.
You're left with $3 million. I don't think he understands it. Matt Hunter, I would think Mel Gibson was by far the wealthiest celeb Joe had on.
Jack Dorsey? Oh, he's not a celebrity.
Okay. I want to think about this now because it sounds fun. Who's the most wealthy person he's had on?
Mel Gibson. That's definitely one of the wealthiest. It's one. You gonna count Jack Dorsey? Ben
Jack Dorsey, I wouldn't call him a celebrity.
All right, he's not a celebrity then. All right, then it's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's
right now, I think Kevin Hart has more money than Mel Gibson. If you go full career, Mel Gibson might be. Let's say Kevin Hart is worth more money now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a point where
Mel Gibson would be like was king.
Yeah.
I'd say the 90s, definitely.
He's had some motherfuckers. Could you say Elon Musk?
He's not a celebrity.
Probably not. Him and Jack Dorsey are both like celebrities, but they're not really at the same time. So I'll just say count them out. I don't know. Throw ideas out there, guys.
Alex Jones?
No. Here's my protein pills and
yeah, no.
$29.99. All right. Jay Brees says Kevin Hart net worth $150 million. Joe Rogan net worth a mere 25. Yeah.
Even so.
Oh shit.
What?
But that's net. Yeah.
Net worth, the amount they made over a career.
Jay Brees says Mel Gibson net worth $425 million. Matt Hunter's finally right about something.
Oh.
But I think, yeah. But who's worth more as an individual right now financially? It's going to be Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah. As far as business opportunities and future projects, movies, and you're going to host this, Kevin. You're going to smile.
Yeah. Matt Hunter gave him a womp womp. Langston Travis, man, look, the Romans rewrote all that shit. There's books missing that no one reads. 100% agree. But at the same time, people were looking for the moral champion within the tribe or group, right? And those guys were the leaders of the society. Until science is like, nope.
I'd say the real moral.
And now they're the leaders.
Okay. The real moral champions weren't the leaders of the society.
I'd say so.
I wouldn't.
Who was then?
Like, don't fucking look at me.
Was it the pharaoh? Was it the pharaoh who was also recognized as a god?
Is he a moral champion?
Was it the king who was ordained?
Is he a moral champion?
You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, come on. You're being
fickle. I need to make a distinction, especially here.
All right.
I'm not going to call a leader.
Cuddy. No. Mike Tyson. Nah.
Tyson lost a fuck ton of money.
But his net worth, though.
Net worth.
Who knows? Guy Ritchie. He can't be Morton Gibson.
Probably not.
And he's had some crazy movies, some popular movies, but manager Mel was worth $1 billion until his wife took half.
Fuck.
Shut up and blow me. Go listen to those Mel Gibson tapes.
That was funny.
Watch it through the Opie and Anthony version. Funniest shit ever. Jay Breeze, God damn it. Don't owe that. It was a joke.
Oh.
Guy Ritchie has $150 million net worth. Yeah, Mel might be king here.
Especially as far as pound for pound back then.
Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah. Like $1 billion today versus $1 billion now. Or 450 million.
Yeah.
Don't look at my mic.
Joe will up the ante when he gets Kanye on. Right? He's got to be...
I was correct, though, when I said that. Yeah. Rogan's richer than most pro athletes, I would say.
Kanye will take the mantle, wouldn't he? If he
what do you mean?
As far as the most wealthy person he's had on his show.
Oh.
That's a celebrity.
Maybe.
I think so.
And his
wife. The fucking shoes on their own, man. The shoes on their own. And then the music.
His wife.
We'll just count him on his own. Anyways, let's continue with this.
An open discussion,
but you know that never
about that.
But that can never happen.
Of course it can.
But no. Right now, because of the government, because here's the thing.
What do you mean that can happen? It's just we have to look at it in terms of a real priority.
But no, it goes by the whoever party's in charge, their priorities. It's not my problem.
Somebody has to make it a priority for the nation.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's not impossible.
But until you have a person, I believe everything can be fixed. This is a simple fix. If you just elect a person that takes some Republican values and some Democratic values. The thing is, right now in politics, you have to be one or the other. Like if a person came in and go, you know what? I like these Republican ideas. I like these Democratic ideas. Let's roll. I'm gonna be down the middle and let's roll with both.
It's called being a centrist. Yeah, that exists.
Yeah, but it needs to win.
No. I don't think people want centrists. I think we've had that for several. Obama was a centrist. Mm-hmm. Hillary was a centrist.
Was Bush?
Bush was like a neocon type thing. What we call neoliberals are basically centrists, which is we have some Republican ideology in the wrong places, like war and things like that.
I would say corporate.
Yeah, corporate. Something like that.
Ron Paul's going to meet you at your house. Jordan?
I'd say Bill Clinton was a centrist.
Come out here, Jordan. Gotta talk to you.
Yeah. I can go ahead and read some of this. I might skip the last topic because the time. We'll do a recorded video for Mike Gravel. I'll just edit the title.
Jay Breeze, yeah, that dude's a Looney Tune for sure. Mel Gibson. Langston Travis because of his wife, Kanye's wife. They're almost billionaires.
Yeah.
Did you know that the Kylie Jenner girl, she's a billionaire?
Yeah.
Youngest one ever.
Yeah.
In the world.
Well, that's net worth, I think.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Still though, it's like what the hell?
It's like makeup products,
what
right?
Yes. It'll make your lips bigger. Langston Travis, every Joe host. Hey, let's be centrist. Langston Travis, fuck Joe Rogan. This even defies his fake libertarian facade.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, Joe Rogan's more of a... I don't want any conflict whatsoever unless you attack weed. Or working out.
Who's sitting in front of me?
Or I don't have enough energy. Yeah, you do. You do. Watch a motivational video. Synthetica.
Alright, let's continue.
But that can happen. It can happen. All of it can happen.
Until
You just
that
need the right
happens,
person. Look,
but until that happens,
what does that mean, though? Every 4 years we figure out what happens, right? And before Trump won, we never thought a reality show fucking guy could win, but that guy won.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, well now we know that happens.
Yeah.
All this stuff can happen. This is not like we're not asking for alchemy. We're not trying to turn lead into gold. We're trying to figure out a way.
But you're going against a system that is.
You are.
No,
there's a new system. The new system is the system of public opinion, which is readily accessible.
Absolutely.
And that's never happened before. There's never been a time where everyone had a say in one way, shape, or form, whether it's through commenting, through Instagram or Twitter or social media. That's one of the reasons why upholding the freedom of speech in these things is so important, even if people...
I think it's more of a time when people care, right? Even if you take into consideration the social media things, like you look at I would say in the Obama era, right? It was like almost too late for Bush, but the Obama era, when I'd say that's when the internet was really like into social media and all that shit, like YouTube. That's when that shit was really catching on when it comes to politics. Maybe even a little before that, but it was too late because Bush was in office. And that's when you're like, oh shit, we can actually rally things together and look for a candidate we like based on their character. Because George Bush was playing the evil villain role. And then they got Obama elected, right? And then they're like, oh shit, we can't just rely on a nice smile and a catchphrase that we believe he said. Like we have to look
twice.
We have to look super in depth in this person's policy. Like we can't allow this to happen again.
Yeah.
And that's when I think the real social media election happened, which was 2016. That was the real technological social media election, in my opinion. That's the WikiLeaks, that's fake news, that's all this shit.
Yeah.
College kids crying, the meme wars, Russian bots. I think that's when all this shit started happening.
We're saying things you don't agree with.
Yeah.
The only way this all gets sorted out is we get to figure out a way to express ourselves. And there's going to be arguments back and forth, but what you got to do is someone's got to put forth an educated plan, like a plan that's based on science and reason, and a plan that you can debate against opposers of that plan.
But
yes, the new gods, science, reason.
I already know what he sides with, so it's like I can tell you don't have a solution, dude. Like Sam Harris has a solution. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
No, he doesn't.
He'd. I mean, I'd want to hear a bunch of different point of views, but I'd want to think the person's being honest. There's no shilling or corruption going on when this person speaks. So I'd rather have a Vincent James on the stage than a Sam Harris, who I think is a dishonest asshole.
I think both of them are dishonest.
Who I don't know what his fucking motives are about.
Well, one's transparent, the other one's a little bit like, you know, like what
That's why I'd rather have
Matt Hunter. Quote, dude, Joe Rogan is like 5'3"? Guys, I was 5'3" in the second grade. Owen Benjamin.
Joe Rogan.
Owen's hilarious. A little silly, but
what did we
funny.
watch him with? Fuck, who was he talking about?
Owen was talking about Jones.
No, it was Ben Shapiro, wasn't it?
Oh, Shapiro. Yeah, he shit on Shapiro.
Yeah, he gives zero fucks at this moment.
No one's safe.
When you have people that don't believe in science, how do you
They don't believe in science. The little story I just said about the shamans and the priests being the leaders of the tribe.
I know.
And science came along and said, no, we're taking over, and then blah, 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 and then like it was like healthy science that took over, and now it's become this thing where it's...
Well, there's science as far as...
Who will be our leader?
We understand this is a system that we created to help us come to some sort of probabilities as far as, you know...
do people see the patterns they're walking in, right?
Probability excluding people. That's what I would say as far as behavior. The probability of this rock falling at this speed. Probability of this building holding its weight or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Well, or do you get what I'm going here?
Yeah, but we were talking about how societies work, right?
You think I was going off track? I think you're.
No, just the example might be throwing off.
Nope.
All right, then explain it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Explain it then.
The difference between science and science the religion.
Okay.
That's it.
Alright.
The difference between an actual scientist that understands, well, we don't know. These are all probabilities, and then, you know, with this system alone that we created, versus they don't believe in science. Can you believe that, guys?
Yeah.
This is the truth. It's like, no. They're two different things to me. There's actual science, then there's science the religion, which Rogan probably follows.
New atheism.
Yeah.
Materialistic science.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, the materialistic science in the sense of belief, not in practice. It's the new gods.
Slowly but surely, you have to educate people. There. It's going to take generations. This is what I'm saying. It's like the momentum of our stubbornness and our past and the sort of the systems that we find ourselves stuck in, systems of behavior and thinking and culture, all that stuff is.
You should be imagining.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
You should be imagining like sequences in the Matrix, like numbers flying across the screen and shit. That should be floating through your imagination as he's talking, explaining how society should go. It'll take generations. So we need to understand the systems of behavior. And it's like you can see everything just coming out in squares. Just squares everywhere.
Equations.
And a little kid just wants to walk by and go, I'm coloring outside the line. There you go.
Or, no, I would say it's a screen and kid's like, click.
Like he'll probably look at religion as a way to trick people into being moral, rather than, as I would say, as an excuse to be moral.
I mean, I thought it was more somewhat of an outward expression of somebody's.
I think they want to be moral, and the only thing that in this society that'll make sense as a real reason to do it is that there's some being of judgment where a true source of goodness.
I think it's completely.
In the universe.
I think it's completely misunderstood. And
well, it's that too.
I think someone capitalized on it. That's as far as he's gonna get.
That too, but I'm saying there's an innate sense to do good.
I said it without.
That's the excuse.
I said it without saying it. So
otherwise, the materialist atheist can come out. There's no meaning in the universe. I'm just gonna sweep this out the door. Okay.
Well, you could say Sam Harris. There is no self. I looked. I didn't find anything.
All right.
Did he not say that?
To some degree, yes.
Do you remember what he said?
He said that, basically.
All right.
But I'm not quoting him.
It's going to take a long time before we sort the wheat from the chaff. We got to figure out what's good and what's bad, and we're doing it. We're doing it, but we're doing it actively, and it's frustrating because you're like, God damn it, this is the worst time. We still have all these problems. We still have cops shooting people. We still have crime. We still have Wall Street theft. We still have all this stuff. Yeah.
But you know what I like? But you know what I like is we know about it now.
Yeah.
Where it's not hidden. Like 20 years ago, like you heard let's go 30 years ago, you heard NWA.
It's funny because those ideas have existed throughout history for a long time.
It's like we're
maybe they didn't call it Wall Street, but something like that existed, I'm sure.
What do you say?
Isn't
good?
The good ideas from the bad or something like that.
Whatever. I was going to say just basically, it's like, oh, no, not really, man. It's just the shallow idea of it.
Isn't there rules in like religious books? You can't charge interest or something like that. Or you can't put your fellow practitioner in debt.
I don't know. I'm
pretty sure those are concepts within there, which means those ideas existed, as in people were probably doing that.
Possibly.
Here's a calf. Here you go. You have 7 years to pay me back. You'll owe me an interest. Now I own your property. You just work for me.
Oh, you're dead. Where's your kid? Hey, Johnny.
Indentured servitude.
Get to work.
Yeah.
Make that song F the Police.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the same things that are happening today, except you would hear the song and go, oh, that's a great song. That's
about Rodney King.
Yeah, Rodney King.
You watched him get the fuck beaten out of him on TV. And here's the thing about the Rodney King thing. That guy apparently was he'd done a bunch of crazy shit, right? He'd gotten a car chase with the cops. He beat the fuck out of somebody before that. There was a lot going on. You just got to see the end of it while this guy what was he on? PCP or some shit?
I don't know if was he on a drug?
Yeah, I think he was on PCP. PCP apparently makes you like superhuman strong. I had a buddy of mine who got his finger bitten off while he was on PCP. So he didn't even know it.
This dude's attention span is like just beyond.
Yeah. Yeah.
I compared it to like a fruit roll up, right? You got like one flavor, then like as soon as you start rolling, oh, it's a new one.
I think he just links to whatever his mind has a like coherent thought on.
I guess.
So he'll just, if it's something off here, I'll just move towards it.
Yeah.
Because he can say something more coherent or has more tangible data.
Getting off by who?
A street fight. Yeah. It's like he didn't even realize his because he was on PCP. He didn't even realize somebody bit his finger off. Then he went to he had his toe removed and his toe put onto his finger where his finger used to be.
Was it a thumb?
No, it was his pinky finger, his trigger finger. So on one of his, and he had it curved so he could always throw right hooks. So when you would shake his hand, he would give you like this weird handshake where he would shake your hand, but there was always one finger that wouldn't straighten out.
Kind of tickle the middle.
It didn't move good.
Yeah.
Because it was really his toe that they replaced his.
All right, I might skip through that. You can read some of the...
Jay Breeze, does anybody listen to Jocko Willink?
That's one of Rogan's guests. Nah, I didn't listen to that podcast. What is he? He's
I don't know.
He's probably like a weightlifting guy or something, or ex-Navy SEAL, some shit like that.
This is savage. Listen to Langston Travis. Anytime his attention span goes off, he starts talking about a friend of his. Ha 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 ha! Hilarious. He bit his thumb off. So hilarious, Joe.
I know. God damn it.
It's like I used to somewhat enjoy his podcast, you know.
Well, I used to do what probably 90% of his audience does, which is just, it's noise to have on in the background. If there's a guest that I know of, I'll listen a little bit more closely.
Yeah.
But then there are something happened where he probably had a certain guest on. I'm like, is he letting him like just lie in front of him basically? But maybe he's just joking. Then you start looking further into, you start examining it more. It's like, why is he a nice guy?
Yeah. I know him. I know him. He's a nice guy.
That's the Abby Martin, Shane Smith thing.
Yeah.
He's like, your friend Shane, works for Vice, had Barack Obama sitting across from him. Didn't question him at all.
Yeah.
No feet to the fire there.
Yeah.
And she's insinuated something about Shane Smith.
He's corrupt.
Like, he's like a shill.
Yeah.
She probably said something like that. And Rogan's like, no, he's my friend. I know for a fact he wouldn't do that.
I know him.
I know for a fact he wouldn't do that. He's my friend. And it's just like, what? Huh? Sam Harris.
Yeah, that dude.
Let's continue.
His finger with a toe.
That must have looked weird.
It was weird.
It was real weird.
Yeah, but that's PCP, son.
Living that PCP life.
That's fucking crazy people in Boston, man. He was a boxing coach. Yeah.
He would get wrecked on.
Living that PCP life?
He would get wrecked on Opie and Anthony for saying shit like that.
Oh.
That dude, Michael Yo.
Michael Yo?
Yeah.
For saying what?
It's that PCP life. Patrice O'Neal would have with jokes and shit. There can be no hackiness to any of your jokes, or you get wrecked. Or they wreck you live on air.
Gotcha.
And if you still have no comebacks, you're basically laughed out of the room. Survival of the fittest.
No, man. It's just, we need to get to a better place.
Yeah, we're getting to a better place.
No, we're not.
Here's the thing.
Fuck, look at him. Look. We need to get to a better place. Like, what does that mean, man?
See, it sounds like that guy's going to vote for whoever just says that as I'm running on, we need to get to a better place. That's my campaign slogan. It's like, oh, man.
Langston Travis, yep. Jay Breeze. He's a ex-SEAL. He's got his own podcast. It's humbling to listen to. Check it out.
I've heard of him. I don't think I listened to one when he was on.
Langston Travis, he started letting people spill bullshit and not challenging people. I couldn't put up with it. Me either.
Yeah.
Jay Breeze's own Benjamin said...
Real quick on that point.
Hey.
It's when... What really hurt even more was the Barry Weiss and Sam Harris.
Oh, yeah.
It's like two different people with a decent amount of time in between them being guests. They bring up the same thing about the same person.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah. Now, I like Tulsi, but I don't like her that much. I'm like, okay, talk about her.
Yeah.
But Joe just has nothing to offer.
No.
He let fucking Barry Weiss scramble with her phone looking for shit to smear her with.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know what, just come on another time. I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's an accusation, man. You can't just throw shit out.
Yeah, I know. Jay Breeze's own Benjamin said it right. People like Sam Harris are just wannabe wizards. I don't agree with everything he says, but...
I get what he says.
I understand it.
I get what he means by wizards.
Matt Hunter, Anthony Cumia. Anthony Cumia deserves the following Joe Rogan has. Or Joe has. That. Who is that?
Opie and Anthony. He's Anthony.
Oh, my bad. I just always know him as like Opie and Anthony. Like,
I think they deserve...
Opie and there's Anthony.
I think they deserve the strictly comedy, viewership.
Well, they got that cult following, you know.
That's what they should have. They should have their platform with all of them there.
Yeah.
Because that shit's fucking hilarious.
It's like there's like a pathway that says only savages allowed.
And it's strictly comedy, but they go off into other topics.
Yeah.
But
it's like and then it'll say with Jimmy Noah and Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah. That's supposed to be the popcorn show.
Yeah.
Right? When I watched Rogan's podcast, like, okay, you're trying to be serious, but you're not pushing back when you have certain guys on. It's very weird.
Can you imagine if those dudes, as far as people like that, who had an understanding of all this shit, and they had him come on their show? Could you imagine the shit fest?
They're not like that. They're going to do the fuck you thing, like, oh, you believe 9/11 was a conspiracy? Fuck you. Get the fuck off my show. Patrice will defend him because he's into conspiracies and shit. But, those are going to be those guys where they're going to fuck around with you because it's an entertainment type of show.
I've heard them go hard. When they believed, like fuck you talking about?
It's an entertainment type of show. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it too. Or listened to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when there's certain guys that can talk shit even if they're wrong, but when they're right, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. All right.
I think it's a long, slow process. I think we are there's people that say, hey, to minimize the suffering that people feel right now is unjust, and for you to say that is outrageous, and it's just a hallmark of your delusional perspective. That's not true. This is not denying the awful things of the world. The awful things of the world exist. But if you tried to look at this as a mathematical equation, if you looked above, you would say, well, there's a lot of problems here. There's a lot of competing factors. There's environmental factors. Like, what are they doing to the world? What are they doing to the ocean? What are they doing to the air? Oh, Jesus, everything's warming up. And people are fighting over what's causing it. Like, they're not even paying attention. This is madness. But look how much knowledge there is. Look how much discussion there is. Look how movements are moving and growing, and people.
Yeah, look at all the wisdom that's just not here.
There's definitely information.
Fuck, man.
There's information. But what we do with
I'm going to assume what he means. Like, look all the knowledge that's here. Well, like Sam?
I think he means...
Like what,
I think he means PhDs.
I keep naming names, huh?
I think he means like PhDs blessing us with their information. Like, hey, the ones that sit above. There.
Funny, right? I value your opinion more than... Well, Joe the janitor.
Yeah. Guys, go back and watch the Faraz Sahabi, Joe Rogan podcast. Go watch that. You'll get what we mean by that.
Jay Breeze, dude, you gotta take Owen Benjamin with a handful of salt. Yeah.
Say that again?
He's basically saying you gotta take Owen Benjamin with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah.
No, I get it.
When I hear Owen Benjamin, he doesn't smell like a corrupt asshole. He just smells like an ignorant asshole, and I mean that in a nice way.
Yeah. Matt Hunter, there is no Opie and Anthony anymore. Yeah, I remember. I know that. I'm just saying, looking back at the past episodes and stuff like that. Jay Breeze, and Matt Hunter put a link. I don't know what that is. Jay Breeze, I can send videos to talk about. Or can I? That's your department. As far as sending videos through that, you can send them through Instagram, Twitter.
I would say, wait till this video uploads, because after you do a live thing, it takes a while before it pops up.
Yeah.
Once it uploads, then put a link in the comments. Just put like fan request or can you watch this? Can you react to this video or something like that? Any of you guys can do that.
Yeah.
You can open that one right now. So you don't lose it. That's probably the best way to do it. Come on, you fucker.
All right, let's finish this.
Even when they're misinformed, it's still, there's activity. There's all this stuff going on. Even when, someone says, hey, we're going to tax everybody that makes more than $10 million, 70%, like, bitch, you ain't taxing shit. Stop. Just stop. Stop.
This is what gets me
imagine all the followers that don't know the actual marginal tax plan.
Here's my problem with him, man. It's like there's not enough care for him to actually investigate what this really is.
Yeah, and I don't think any of his guests are going to correct him.
No, and by the way, he doesn't read
Jimmy Dore.
He doesn't read anybody's comments. He's too nice.
Yeah, comments are they're going to drive the acceleration and the growth of humanity. I don't read my comments though; they're toxic for you.
Yeah.
See, I'm a rich, famous celebrity, so my comments they're toxic for me.
Dore's too nice. He's too nice.
He's too nice to Joe, for sure. He gave I almost said Joe Budden.
Yeah.
He gave Joe Rogan credit for exposing Barry Weiss. It's like, comedian accidentally exposes Barry Weiss.
No, this is what the title really should have been. Joe Rogan gives Shill a platform and exposes herself.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe Rogan, you were just there. That's all you were. That's all you did. You were there. That's all you did. All right.
I think he was afraid to do it to Sam.
He's such a
all he did was ask a simple question, but
I know
didn't seem to do that with Sam Harris.
My problem is this: the dude he doesn't fucking. He's like, I don't have time to look at these things. You have time to do stand-up comedy. You have time to fucking go kill animals with your fucking bow and arrow.
Well,
yeah. I could keep going.
Maybe he just wants to do that, but fair enough. Go find someone that can.
Well, here's the thing: if
you did that for
here's
Jack
the
Dorsey.
shit. You want to have a platform? That's fine. Here's the thing, though. If you don't want to fucking do it, go get someone that can, right? You're going to be a guy that's like a moderator.
He did that. He got Tim Pool to talk to Jack Dorsey and for JJ.
Yeah, you should do that always.
Sorry.
Always.
Well, yeah.
Now,
the point is he doesn't know which topics are controversial or not.
Well, he's out of touch.
This is just a conversation.
The dude's ignorant and he's out of touch.
It's like, it's a one-way conversation.
He's ignorant and out of touch, man.
All right, let's let this.
Like, don't.
Just because someone works really hard, you can't take all of it. Look, stop people from stealing money. Stop people from. But if people say, well, we want equality of outcome. Okay, as soon as we get equality of effort, talk to me.
Yes.
As soon as we get, because some people don't.
Fuck you, dude.
I think that's one of those buzzwords, equality of outcome. I think most sane people that talk about equality, I think they mean equality of outcome in the sense of, like, okay, you'll be healthy, you'll be fed, you'll have a house to live in.
As soon as he started saying that shit, like, look at him. Like, hey, Joe, you know the sweatshops, right?
Yeah, everyone went
hey,
crazy.
Joe, you know there's people out there that fucking work at like 3 jobs, right?
Everyone went crazy with the Jordan Peterson equality of outcome thing. Well, there are certain cases where there should be equality of outcome, like justice. Everyone has a right to justice. Free speech. Equality. That's equality of outcome. Even though I'm talking about it in an abstract way, that is equality of outcome in my opinion, and how I define the term, and how I think of the term.
Hustle. They just don't. And I don't know why. Maybe it's the way they were raised. Maybe they have poor nutrition. Maybe they have hookworm. I don't know what the fuck it is. But don't say that everybody's supposed to hit the right spot. Yeah. And everyone's going to get to this spot. And then after that spot, we're going to divvy up all the money. So nobody ever makes more than $100,000 a year and the world's a better place.
It's not the plan, first of all. This is muddying the water quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's not the plan.
Yeah.
At all.
Hey, listen, dude. Look, you just made $600 million. How about, now it's a choice, how about you help some people with that money?
How about everyone has the right to live a healthy life?
You get what I fucking mean.
Equality of outcome there, right? That's equality of outcome. Doesn't sound like it's going to be.
What I'm saying is, I think
you should aim for that.
The healthy people would say, all right, I have a lot of money. I could definitely give some to help people. I'd say I think majority of people actually do that.
Well, here's the thing.
Now,
good.
What?
Well, I'd let him be, and I'd expose him. He's like, say, hey man, we're trying to do all this shit, but this guy's $300 billion, and he doesn't want to share with any of you.
Yeah.
Now, we can't take it from him. That's illegal.
Yeah.
But just so you know what's up.
Yeah.
That might be bad, too.
Here's
that's
the
what's
shit.
up, but I'm surrounding his ass with the military to protect him, so you can't rob him. Nobody tried to rob him. I got the military surrounding him. I'd do something like that.
Well, again, I just get aggravated when this guy
saving face.
This guy's clearly well, he's not saving face here. He's misinformed.
No, I meant what the billionaires.
Oh, saving face, yeah. The Rockefeller.
Saving face.
Saving face. Like when he died, you know what it said in the paper? It said philanthropist.
Yeah, he gave dimes to people in the streets.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, guys.
Oh, do you want to read any of those?
Oh, not yet.
Bitch, that doesn't make the world a better place. That makes lazy people happy. That some fucking juggernaut like Mark Cuban or one of these billionaire characters is like hustling constantly and gathering up massive resources. Yeah, he's playing the game of Monopoly, but he's playing it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's his option. He can do that. You can't stop people from doing that. What you can stop them is from...
Is that healthy? Like, what the fuck? You gotta hustle. Look at Mark Cuban. Hey, asshole. If everybody was you know what I mean? Like I had a PhD, like what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Like they hustled for that PhD. Someone's gonna mop the floors. So now what?
Yeah.
Now what's your solution? See how stupid, shallow this shit is? Huh?
Oh, they should have been a better PhD.
Yeah, fuck out of here, man. This dude.
Yeah.
It's just so aggravating.
If everyone in the United States had the
I've
same...
said this so many times.
If everyone in the United States had the same exact IQ...
Yeah.
And all had PhDs in all different types of fields, there's going to be people who are assed out, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry. You're left out of this.
No, remember, IQ does not dictate morality.
Yeah.
Two different things.
From doing unjust things with that money, and what maybe you can do is like help someone like lean towards a Bill Gates type situation where he does so much good and so much charitable work and helps out so many people.
I can smell his eyes tearing up.
Oh my god!
One of them's got to be good.
What?
One of them's got to be good.
What?
It's Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Hey. Anybody that's listening
Mr.
right now,
Tax write-off.
Anybody that's listening right now and just heard that, go check out James Corbett and type in Bill Gates. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Have fun with what you find.
I don't know enough. I don't know enough on it personally. I definitely don't believe he's some like pure moral, like, attempting to be some pure moral being.
I doubt it.
What I think is, you would tell everyone, you're Bill Gates, right? Microsoft, Windows, computers, you have all this shit. Yeah. I'm sure you can get you can get a TV channel if you wanted to. You can be like, listen, I'm trying to help, but these guys won't let me help.
Yeah,
the world get.
There would have been some sort of public statement. There would have been some sort of public statement regarding like him trying to help people, and if he fucking actually wanted to do it, he probably would have done it, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, dude, fuck, go away. Just go away.
Oh, you're suffering from depression. I'll write you a check.
Yeah, I know.
Here you go.
Then you go, oh, well, maybe it's not a bad thing for a guy like that to have all that money. Because you don't have to think of him as just Mr. Moneybags. Like, maybe you can think of him as he does have access to all this money, but he's also this incredible resource for hope and change and prosperity for some folks.
I think
ignorant ass.
I think people wouldn't mind giving money to something that they see being built. Like, if there's work into it.
Right.
People hate the idea of just giving money and not seeing something from it.
Sure.
But when you're building
giving
stuff,
it to people that don't know what the fuck to do with it, and they're just going to find a use for it, because that's what bureaucracy is.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, neither you do.
I don't know, Joe.
I don't know either, but I do know that it's fashionable to say it sucks. It's fashionable to say everything sucks.
Well, it's
a trend. It's cool.
Hey, asshole! People dying every day, getting killed.
No, that's you just trying to be trendy.
Trendy?
Yeah, stop saying that. You're trying to fit in right now.
People dying from hunger. People getting gunned down. Who the fuck's saying that? How the fuck is that trendy?
I don't know.
Who? Maybe 10 people. 10 fucking pop culture. In pop culture
I'm
right
sure
now.
they're out there. I'm sure they're out there. But they don't look into the details that we're talking about.
Yeah, name me some of those.
They look like on the surface type stuff.
That doesn't count.
Probably a lot of
college
kids.
I don't see it going anywhere.
Yeah.
Where's Kanye when he's like, hey guys, this is happening right now. Every day.
Yeah.
As far as what I saw, he tapped out a long time ago.
Yeah.
He tapped out. So... Same for the faint of heart. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
It's easy to say.
Two ignorant comedians have a fucking gigantic platform. That's true irony, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
There's people out there, as far as experts on geopolitics or just politics in general, as far as exposing corruption within these governments or world governments, and two comedians have a bigger platform than them.
They'd probably up their comedy.
How funny is that? That's funny.
You ever heard of Bill Hicks?
Let's say, you ever heard of the fucking, like what you said about
George Carlin?
The Joker trailer?
Yeah.
Like tragedy and comedy. Like, this is a fucking tragedy.
Yeah, they go together.
This is literally like two children in a white room with all their toys. And they're two children like, la 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 la, oh, leg drop, wee! And then there's people burning outside. Ah! Nothing wrong out there. La 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 la. I'm sure something bad happens. Da 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 da.
All right.
That's dark.
All right.
No, there's bad shit, but haha, joke, right? Guy with the finger, right? Don't take all my money. Mark Cuban, Bill Gates.
All right, a minute left.
Yeah, they have souls. What?
You said a minute left.
A minute left for what?
The video.
Oh.
It's like the what?
Mm-hmm. Press play.
But like you said, I really think it starts with, if the government is not on the same page and they're always fighting, you can't move forward.
I can't trust you.
Yeah, he's a bit dorky. There's probably a reason why they're always fighting each other. Maybe it's meant to do that. I don't know.
Take people on the surface, right? The people that probably are ignorant enough to believe in these political ideologies that will go against each other, right? And then you have the people that they're representing that probably know what's going on, and they don't give a fuck. That's why they'll use those talking points without any fucking soul behind it, because they don't really believe in it. They know what's going on, which is why whenever they fucking whenever or if they do get into office, they'll do the same thing that the other dude with a different fucking political team did 4 years ago, as far as foreign policy, or even here at home, where it's the rich get richer and the poor get poor, you know, and the illusion of, but jobs, I'm giving you more jobs. Yeah, in the fucking coal mine. But I can trust you, right, Mr. Denim Jacket Comedian? You know, it's just one of those things. They argue amongst each other.
Yeah, that's called I don't really pay attention to politics.
Why are you here? Fuck. Here's the shit.
Just to be fair, this is like a small section of probably like a 2-hour podcast where they're just talking about comedy and shit like that.
Then talk about comedy.
Yeah, well, I guess this just came up in conversation. I understand that happening in conversation.
You ready?
I'm not gonna kill
it's
him
real.
for that.
No, it's real simple. You can kill him for this.
I'm just gonna point out how
it's real
ignorant
simple.
They are
it's real simple. You hear about AOC? Oh, I don't know anything about it. Did you hear about my one friend?
I don't care if they're ignorant and saying something. That doesn't bother me so much.
It bothers the fuck out of me. I'm like, dude, you heard about it? Go look at it. Go look into it.
Yeah.
Here's the shit.
Rogan,
it's not that he's ignorant. He's different. I don't know who this dude is. He could just be ignorant, you know? I'm just really angry.
Yeah, I think he's a guy who,
with Rogan,
in passing, sees politics.
With Rogan, he fucking brought up, right? The argument was already brought up to him as far as, dude, why the fuck don't you look into these things? He said, I'm busy. I'm like, oh, you're a bitch. You'd rather do your little, like, you know, your mediocre comedian routine and go hunt and enjoy being a rich guy rather than investigating, looking into these fucking world events that you fucking talk about. So don't fucking tell me, oh, you know, this is what it is. 70% tax plan. This is what it is. Like, hey, did you look at that your phone as you were shooting an animal?
Did Shapiro give you that? Tell you that's what it's about?
It's why it's like no excuse, man.
About Crowder. All right. Just a minute left.
All this great stuff can't move forward because it starts from the top, Joe.
That's true, but
it starts from the top.
What's interesting is one of the things that's cool about the government fighting is you get to see that, like, even the president can't do the things that he wants.
Yes.
He has to consult with people, and they have to agree on something.
No, they don't.
No.
What they'll do is,
I think that's part of the point of Iran, naming them a terrorist state or whatever. At least part of their military.
The cool thing is, right, when Bush just says fuck Congress, then he just goes to war anyway, right?
No, he got Congress's permission.
Oh, then who did that?
Huh?
Who went to war without permission from Congress? Who declared war?
I don't think anyone declared war. What they did was they took this blanket term of terrorist, and you can use that to go wherever in the world. Basically, you can expand wars to different countries.
Are you sure nobody, like, as far as passed laws or did something without the approval of Congress? Nobody. Are you sure about that?
You mean like the Patriot Act?
Involving war.
I'm sure that's happened before. Without Congress?
Regardless, to think that...
there's a war on terrorism, which is not Congress's thing.
Right,
then there's, like, we're going to invade a country we're fighting this country. That was Iraq and Afghanistan. I think those were declared by Congress. But when you say war on terror, now it's just... Oh, they're in Ohio.
Oh, perfect.
We got to blow up Ohio now.
See this shit?
Yeah.
It's like they can't. No.
That's bullshit. You can play with... We didn't want to go to war with... the country didn't want to go to war with Syria. Obama wanted to go to war with Syria. But they found a way to fight a war in Syria without declaring a war on Syria.
Hey,
see what I mean?
Rebels.
The rebels.
You're fighting a war by proxy.
Rebels, we got troops there.
Yeah.
All I have to do is say there's a terrorist group here.
I'm so sick of it, man. This guy doesn't get an excuse. As far as shallow, a shallow understanding of what the right thing to do is, you don't get an excuse.
I'm not an expert, by the way.
You don't get an excuse now. You don't.
Yeah. All right, 30 seconds
Sickening.
left.
and it has to be reasonable, and they have to present it to the American people, and so the people have to represent their constituents. And so you're seeing this really...
I don't think anyone actually believes that.
Fascinating thing, because you've never had a guy like Trump in office before. So you see him say he's going to do things, and then you see the rest of the government going, the fuck you are?
Yeah.
The fuck you are? And then...
Like what?
You don't go into depth on that.
It's people focusing on the wall so much. They think that's the main issue.
Real quick.
Look, you couldn't get it done.
Not only that, what you're talking about right now, but like we never had anybody like him in office before. Really? I mean, the character that you see.
Yeah.
Let's look at his policies.
Yeah.
Does he support corporations? Goldman Sachs? Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas foreign policy? Illegal war. Firing a missile based off of an assumption.
Continuing the war on terror.
I wanted to be more specific, but you know.
Yeah. Continuing
the war on terror.
Continuing occupying
funding rebels.
Certain areas of the world.
Funding rebels.
Funding rebels.
Funding wars by proxy. I think Mr. Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, Obama, Trump. So, I mean, maybe it's his height and the character he played. Maybe that's what's different.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you watching? You know? Now, I'm sure there's specifics. Like, this is different. It's like, yeah, but look at the fucking like big picture here. Is it so different? Yeah. Is it so different? Is it?
I don't think so.
No.
In certain important areas, yeah. I don't think so.
You watch this stalemate. You watch this go down, and you watch these people being forced to negotiate. And the way Trump is forced to talk about Nancy Pelosi because she has so much power, he wants to call.
They're only talking about the wall right now, the fucking wall.
I know.
Or a cunt. Oh yeah. He wants to call her an old witch. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But he has to pay the respect because he's
funny, right?
Golf claps right in his face. She's like, isn't this?
Man,
that's a perfect spot. Alright, read some of the comments. I just want to say one thing real quick. You guys probably can't see that. There we go. If you can see the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio. Now, I'm guessing there's more Trump supporters that watch Rogan than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And those numbers should be a lot worse off. But you have all these Trump guys and Republican types that are, AOC, she's stupid, she's dumb, fuck her, blah, blah, blah. It's like a fad. That's partially the reason why she's so fucking popular.
But by the way, that shit I saw the other day, like, creep-ish.
Fake black accent.
That was weird.
Urban accent.
That was weird, son.
Yeah. But the point is, they already dislike her for whatever reasons. She's one of the main topics of these people.
Yeah.
So they might not give this video the ratio it should for having basically incorrect information.
No.
But you can see it's not exactly a one-way.
No.
Thumbs up, thumbs down ratio.
No.
900 to 200. Yeah. Just wanted to point that out.
Jay Breeze, that first Dorsey podcast was a joke for him to think nobody wanted to see Alex to be talked about.
Yeah.
I think he understands it. What I think is he doesn't want any fucking confrontation. That's why he stays away from it.
He had, with all this controversy of names, people being kicked off of Twitter.
I didn't finish this. That nobody wanted Alex Jones to be talked about is fucking stupid. Okay, yeah.
With all the controversial shit surrounding Twitter, to think that he would have Jack Dorsey on just to talk about, like, what's it like running Twitter? It's like, what the freak?
Hey, what's it like being rich and powerful?
Hey, Elon, what about those cars I've seen explode and catch fire and shit? How'd that happen?
All right, that's enough.
We gotta look at the guy's stock. All right, that's it from us. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you feel like. Always comment. We'll get to the Mike Gravel video some other point. We'll do a recorded video going through his policy. Because. Don't forget to donate to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The link is in the description box, and the website is in the intro to this video. And with that said, good luck and good night. That's not my thing. Give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.